January 21st, 2025, and we are coming to you live.
He's a Joan.
Carmen?
Hello.
Oh my God, what are you doing?
Someone messed with the board and didn't put it back.
Uh-oh.
And yeah, oh my God, I got nervous. I saw you talking and I was like, why can't I hear him? Not again.
Oh, so it didn't go on the air?
No.
Good morning, everybody.
Just started talking to you.
Oh.
Was it Sad Weirdos?
No. Is that on still?
I assume.
I'm not even joking. I'm just saying I just don't know.
I
don't know. No idea.
The producers of our show, when they get fired, move on to great things. Rob Gargiulo posted that he flew in a private jet with Patrick Bet-David and went to the inauguration. Spanish went to Sad Weirdos. Great things follow the show, Carmen. Your future is paved with green pastures.
Okay, thanks.
You could pave a pasture. But,
Pastures and private jets.
Yes. Or Sad Weirdos. Pick your path.
Did he yell like an idiot whenever he saw the president, like he did when he saw Geraldo Rivera over in Orlando?
The day after a mass shooting. That was weird.
Ugh.
Can I tell you what else was weird? Doing the show from Orlando that day.
Everything? Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Of course it was.
The company was like, you should do the show from Orlando. We're like, why? There was a shooting there. There's shooting every other week. We were going to travel to every school that gets shot up.
We're going to be putting a lot of miles on the...
Uh-huh. I didn't really understand it, but I was like, all right, we'll go. Everybody else is going, we'll go. It's the one thing they actually paid for. Kinda. We drove over in the Sprinter. But they paid for one hotel room, I think.
That was nice.
Anyway, yeah, it was a good time. We met Geraldo, so that was cool. Anyway, welcome to the program. How's everybody doing? All the problems will be solved today in the world.
That's right.
Everything will be
Prices
fixed.
go down.
Yeah.
Oil, whatever. We don't have to have electric cars anymore.
Drill,
Right.
baby, drill.
There's two genders.
Yesterday, I was like, I was talking to my wife. I wasn't home. I was at my daughter's volleyball tournament, which we'll get into here in a second. And my wife was home, and I go, "Are you watching this?" And she goes, "Yeah." I go, "Why do I feel incredibly patriotic yet thoroughly embarrassed at the same time?" I'm like,
Oh, embarrassed about what? Oh, I'm pumped. Let's go.
"Oh, I'm pumped, Carmen." But I mean, it was just so. It's the side talking. It's we. America is. Don't say it's impossible. America is built on the impossible. You know that thing. I was like, "Yeah, that's a good thing to say." And then he's like, Elon's making rockets and we're gonna go to Mars. I'm like, oh Jesus Christ! It was just the double talk that I was like. Overall, I was very happy. I thought it was so interesting to watch from a history point of view.
Yeah, I will say it really depended or mattered. I don't know. It's early.
Yeah, I got you.
It really mattered on which broadcast you were watching. Because some of them would like break in with their own commentary and ruin it, and then others.
What did you watch on?
I was flipping through it. So CNN was the absolute worst because no matter what he said, it was
Oh really?
Yeah, it was just everything he said. They down talked. You know what I mean? So you didn't even get to hear a lot of the speech. And then CBS was okay. They just basically ran it, but you know what I mean? All the commentary was different.
I did the right thing. I watched it on my phone on PBS, public broadcast, where they did no commentary, and they just showed the speech. And I thought that was the perfect way to go. They didn't interrupt it with anything. The one thing that I wish that they would have done was I couldn't see from what – I mean, I'm also watching on a phone, but when he got into the good stuff where he started talking about all the things he was going to change and how bad the – Biden presidency was and all that stuff. They're all sitting right there.
Yep.
And I could. They didn't really show it. They didn't show their faces enough. I wanted to see.
Yeah, you want the reaction.
Yeah, like I did see at one point Kamala Harris just looking like straight ahead with her head turned a little bit. I'm like, that's so ballsy. They're right there. There's a whole team of them right to your left.
Did you see the clip when he goes, well, they're going to make it the Gulf of America?
Oh, dude, did I see the clip?
And Hillary starts laughing.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
But have you heard the theory on that?
What, the Gulf of America?
Yeah.
No, here we go, Spanish Junior. What do you got?
So the theory is, and again, don't everyone come after me. Theory is Biden signed an order where we can't drill in the Gulf of Mexico, or there's some type of treaty that he signed where we lost the Gulf of Mexico. So if Trump changes it to Gulf of America, then we get those rights back.
Drill, baby, drill.
And then we get then we can drill again.
Did you find that on TikTok before or after the ban?
Oh, I saw this was like 2 weeks ago,
My
like when he
Vince fan.
first said it. You know what I mean? And everyone was like, "Well, this is the real reason," but da 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 da. So who knows?
Yeah.
I don't know. You know what I mean? I don't know. I like it. I don't believe everything, but I feel like the conspiracy
I'm with
theories
you.
are fun to follow and listen to.
Even not so much the conspiracy theories. Like I love the fact that he's like, we're treating cartels like terrorists,
Yep.
and we're gonna go in and shut them down, and we're gonna, we're killing people. And I'm like, that's get stuff done. I'm a get stuff done kind of guy,
Right.
and that's a get stuff done.
Taking
Shut the
back
borders
Panama
down.
Canal.
Yeah, the Panama
Yeah.
Canal.
Yeah.
These are things I haven't thought about in years.
Yep.
We need the Panama Canal.
Yes.
It wasn't supposed to go to
We
China.
paid for it.
Yeah, it wasn't supposed to go to China. We had people died when they were making it. Yeah, I learned a lot yesterday. What was the biggest highlight? And I don't know if everybody saw this because it was later in the day. I watched a lot yesterday. The biggest highlight to me was: did you see when he was in the Oval Office signing the executive orders, like making it official and signing it in the Oval Office for the first time?
I didn't see that. No.
Oh, that was late then.
Yeah, it was probably
Yeah, I
about
saw it.
9:00, maybe
The game
8:30.
was on.
Oh, sorry.
Oh.
He was in there signing the guy would hold it up and he'd go, "This is to guarantee that in the government there'll only be 2 genders," and he'd give it to him and he'd sign it, and then the press was there asking questions. And in between there, Peter Ducey from Fox News goes, "Did Biden leave you a note?" And he's like, "What's that?" And he goes, "Did Biden leave me the presidential note?" And he goes, "I don't know, let's check." He hadn't checked yet. And he goes, "If he did, it would be in here." And he goes, "Did you leave him a note?" And he goes, "I left him a note." And he goes, and he opens up the desk and he pulls out the envelope, and there it was. It says 47 on it, and it's underlined.
Yeah.
And he goes, "Peter, thank you for bringing that up. If you didn't bring it up, I don't know that it could have been a month before I found it." And he was like, "I totally forgot about it." It was great. And then Peter Ducey tried to get him to open it up and read it, which would have been really cool. But he was like, "I'll read it later. I'll tell you about it." You know? I don't know. It was a good, interesting day yesterday. I have to make an observation that I'm probably going to bring up a couple of times today. Did anyone notice anything strikingly similar about the crowd that was in the at the Capital One arena where they were broadcasting the?
They were all had red hats on.
Well, most of them did.
Yeah.
I'm telling you right now. I was talking to my brother, and I said, "I'll give you $100 if you could find one black person that's there that's not working." I mean, I did not see a black person there at all. I saw a couple of Asian in my attempt to look for one.
They had a marching band from a.
They were working.
Working.
Yeah.
Working.
There was plenty of security. There was plenty of people that were working within the arena. There were clusters and clusters of white people, and I could not find a black person anywhere. It was the. I'm not saying it was a Klan type rally. I'm just saying that black people are not as enthused by indoor parades as white people are. It was weird. I thought I nailed it yesterday on Melania's hat. Melania's hat.
Oh, yeah.
Oh no! Did you see the other comparison?
I saw the other one that I thought was good was the mask.
Oh, I know which one you're gonna bring up.
Yeah, the Hamburglar.
Yeah.
Oh, hamburger
She
was
the
good
exact
too.
same as the
Yeah,
hamburger.
it's flat like the hamburger.
She looked very excited to be back in Washington.
Well, listen, she looked very. If we don't know a history, if we don't know that they probably don't like each other and all that stuff, I thought she was very classy and very good. But she got a hat where you can't see her face at all. So
Yeah.
You want to know why?
because when she rolls her eyes, you won't be able to see it.
No.
Because that wasn't really her.
Yeah, it's the other
I
Melania.
heard you
Yeah.
yesterday in my head saying that over and over again.
Yep. That wasn't her with the hat, but then when they're doing the dance at the ball, that's actually her. So because it covers her face.
I don't know. I mean, I don't believe any of that, but still.
It's so weird.
I watch so much Mission Impossible, Carmen. It's hard to argue with you.
You know?
I was really impressed yesterday with the day, but I just kept thinking to myself.
Did you watch all of it live the whole day?
Most of it. I watched the very beginning of when everybody started pouring in.
Right.
Then I watched, and I'm watching all on my phone. And it was either that or watch kids 11U volleyball in the worst team that my daughter has ever been on. But I mean, my daughter stinks too. So I was watching that, and then when I got home, I watched more of it on TV. But then later on, like I turned it on again, and it was the different setups and different scenarios. So it was like watching new stuff. You know,
Right,
he was in. I watched him go from the one place to the overflow place, and then from the overflow place to the first ball, and then he was signing, and then he did the thing last night with the I watched them at the what was the final where they were where the performances were, and I just was like, all right, that's why I have to tune out.
Yeah,
I
saw
don't need to see
like
Snoop Dogg.
98% of it after the fact. I didn't watch any of it live, really.
Snoop Dogg's got a piece of audio flying around that I can't even play on the air. Have you seen this?
No.
Have you seen it?
No.
It's audio from the first inauguration, and it's Snoop Dogg on camera saying, in a very racist way, who's going to be the first artist to step up for Donald Trump and be the first and use the N-word a lot, and talked about how he's going to be a Uncle Tom and blah blah blah. And then here he was last night performing for, and then people said it was because Snoop needs the money. Two things: one, they're paying people for the inauguration performances, and two, does Snoop need the money? He does everything. I haven't seen him
that's
turn
why he
one thing
probably
down.
needs the money.
Yeah.
Yeah, you see a lot of people that do that because they need the money. Like Nicolas Cage is in every movie because he needs the money.
Yeah,
because he had all kind of tax evasion stuff, whatever.
he bought islands and
So
things like
he's
that.
just like, all right, I'll do it. What is
Yeah.
it? Give me the script. I don't need a script. I'll just talk into the camera. But yeah, who knows what Snoop Dogg has, whether he owes a bunch of money or what.
I don't understand what Mike Young was saying about Michael Rappaport. I don't know if he used the right term or not, but he was like, Michael Rappaport will make any movie for $10,000 in cash.
Yeah.
He was like, you know me, just put it in the bag, and he's like, got to pay him in cash, and it's $10,000. $10,000.
Yeah.
$10,000 for a movie?
Well, I don't know whether he's doing like he's the lead or anything like that, but
if
he'll
he
show
just
up.
comes
and-
in.
You can show up for one day, work
Yeah.
like 5 hours.
That's true.
You make
That's
Maybe
$10,000.
residuals too. He's probably getting something on the end.
Maybe.
We get residuals out of Mike Young movies. No offense, Mike. I'm just saying, it's not like they're blockbusters. You know what I mean?
Now this is something I was surprised that didn't get more attention. Did anyone see Elon Musk's
Well, yeah.
salute?
All right, I got plenty of attention.
Okay.
Yeah,
It's
plenty of
everywhere.
attention. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's like one of the top stories.
So I'm not saying he's a Nazi. I'm just saying
All right.
I don't make that gesture in front of crowds.
You know?
That's all I'm saying.
I
So-
looked at it this way: when
Yeah.
people are already saying that you might be a
right,
Nazi,
right.
do you think you would think in your head, you know what? I probably shouldn't do something that might resemble
But I
something.
think that he did it on purpose.
maybe.
yeah.
Yeah.
But it's a lot like when Halloween comes around and I'm like, all right, well, I'm not going to dress as a Nazi.
Right.
I'm not going to do blackface.
Right.
Like, there's just a list of things
Yeah.
in front of a crowd. I'm not going to do that salute,
But also, I feel like he's so rich that to him, he's like, here you go. You're going to call me a Nazi? I'll show you that I'm a Nazi.
I feel like
Maybe.
he was like, this is going to be all everybody talks about tomorrow.
Yeah.
Because what he
Yeah.
said was, wait, if you didn't see it, Elon Musk did a similar to the Nazi salute, except instead of straight up high, he went out to the side, which still looked very, very aggressive. And he said, from the bottom of my heart, and he came out from his heart, but he came out with that karate chop.
Right,
He
yeah.
came out with that Nazi karate chop
He
that
did it-
gets everybody nervous.
And he did it twice. He turned
Yeah.
around and did it again.
Oh, yeah. Well, he had to go see the Führer behind him. Yeah.
He is weird, man. Did you see the
Oh,
clip before
he's
that?
so
when he
weird.
comes out, it's President Elon, which Trump hates because
Yeah.
everybody's calling it President Elon, and Trump hates that.
You're going to make Elon get in trouble because you
It's-
keep saying that.
He's weird, man.
Yeah.
He is, like you've said before, wants to be Iron Man, but as an Iron Man, he's the guy that had the Patriot.
Oh, yeah,
you know
yeah,
what I
yeah.
mean?
He's
That's
he's the
great
guy who
analogy.
looks like Joe. What was his name? What's that actor's name? The little guy. Joe, what's the one I always say looks like you?
Oh, the dance.
Yeah.
The
The guy who played the guy who was in the movie about
He was
about
in Green Mile. He was in
Oh yeah, I just can't think of his name.
Sam Rockwell.
Sam Rockwell, yeah. So yeah, that's who you are. Sam Rockwell's character from Iron Man. It was like just so close to Tony Stark.
Elon thinks that he is the president. I think.
Look,
He
going
came
to
out.
Mars.
He's like, "This is what victory tastes like."
I mean, listen.
It's like, whoa.
That's the closest he'll ever be able to be. You know
maybe
what I
not.
mean?
Maybe they
So,
changed laws.
That's
Carmen,
true.
who
They may
knows?
change the law. He may hand off. He may change it off to where the president just hands it off
Yeah,
to the next
man.
guy. Think about it. Yesterday, though, no matter what side you're on, forget the politics of it
Yeah.
all. Just look at it from the outside. It was one of the most amazing comebacks in the history of
Yeah.
political comebacks. I mean, this is a guy who was indicted and is dragged through his family, who was dragged through the courts, is brought up on charges, had the FBI weaponized against him, got shot in the ear, got a second attempt on his life. These are the two that we know about.
Who, by the way, the first time nobody thought was going to be able to be president.
Right.
Like
right.
they
People
were
laughed
laughing.
at him.
Yeah, they were there was like, there is no way Donald Trump is going to be. And then they're like, what?
Yeah.
What happened?
Yeah, and then there he is. He came back. as a felon becomes president again. I think people are so sick of things. They're like, stop telling us what to do. This is going to be really weird. It's going to be, I mean, yesterday was.
You're so excited.
Well, because
You're
I
like
love,
giddy.
I love seeing the changes happen. Like, can you imagine the idea, the idea that Greenland, okay, may become an annexed part of the United States.
Yeah.
Now, granted, is that going to happen? Probably not, but they need the help. We need the resources. We need that area of land geographically for defense.
Right.
Can you imagine if we strike a deal and we are now the owners of Greenland? I mean, that's insane. The
It's
amount
wild.
of land that
Yeah.
this country would own. And then we're like, hey, we could take Mexico.
Yeah.
You ever fight a guy when you're a kid just because you could beat him up? That's kind of what I feel like they're doing now. Like, we can take Mexico. Mexico has pissed me off a couple of times over the years. I'm going to
Yeah.
whoop its ass.
I forgot how much news is generated when Trump is in office.
Oh,
just out
it's
of one
crazy.
day.
Oh, yeah.
It's just relentless.
Yeah. It was so much
There's
fun.
so many
to watch.
stories. Yeah, it's quiet. It's crazy.
I was trying to get a hold of today, and I don't think I have a contact for him. Adam Johnson, better known to the world as Podium Guy, who was arrested for his involvement in the January 6th riot, which we had him on the show, and he was in the studio with us, and he brought us a little baby podium, and then people got really mad at me for having him on the air, and I was like, look, the guy's interesting.
Which is crazy.
Well, yeah, I don't understand that, but anyway. I'd like to get him on now that everybody's been pardoned. His life has probably changed again.
Yeah.
Because he no longer has that on his record. He doesn't have to list that as getting in trouble.
I
All
think
those
it
people.
stays on the record, but they get the rights back. Like you get your civil rights back, a gun. It still stays on your record. Though.
It does?
I believe.
I don't know. I think
I
it's
thought
Adonis
I-
Probiscus.
I might
No,
be wrong,
because
but
I
I thought I
remember
heard that yesterday.
when Eddie DeBarlo got pardoned, they said it wasn't it wasn't affecting his life, it wasn't anything, but from now on he didn't have to acknowledge it.
I might be wrong. I thought I heard that yesterday when they were talking about all the pardons, but I may have misheard it. Like I don't know if it stays on your record, but you get your rights back, like your civil rights.
Okay.
You can vote again.
All right, we gotta find
Yeah.
that out. Can you imagine having been in jail all this time?
Oh,
And
yeah.
then-
crazy.
and then know that he said that the minute that he would become the president, that he would sign to get everybody out, and he signed it. Did you see that when he signed that one by any chance? He signed it, and then they were asking him questions, and he stopped. He goes, "Here, take this down right away, so they can get them
Yeah.
out now. Because the minute that he signed it, they have to let him go."
It's crazy because originally they said they were only going to let the non-violent people out, but they let everybody out.
Could
Yeah.
you imagine being in there and watching and waiting to see whether he becomes president again? And you're like,
Oh.
Yeah.
And then he gets it, and you have to still wait a month.
yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, I've always said that's amazing to me. And obviously there's a lot of guilty people, but there's a lot of innocent people that are waiting for trial and they're in prison.
Yeah.
You're in
Oh, yeah.
jail, for months before your trial comes up, sometimes
There-
years, and then they go, yeah, not guilty. And you go, yeah, but I just spent 2 years in
Galvin,
jail.
I just read this book about Rikers Island, which is one of the worst prisons in the country. And the cycle in Rikers Island is that the people that get arrested. So you're 22 years old, you get arrested for robbery. Okay, well now you're in there. They put you in the jail, and you have to stay there until your court date because you can't afford to bond out.
Right.
So you're there. And then they keep
Or you can't bond out. In some cases, they
but
don't
for the
give you
most
back-
part, just the average thing, they can't
Okay, yeah,
afford to bond out. Those people who can't bond out stay in there, and then their trials get delayed, things get pushed back. Sometimes they'll serve
Yeah.
all that time. Now think about it: you're serving in Rikers Island, where you're getting beat up, you're getting raped. It's infested with rats. You get all because of a robbery that you may not be
Right,
guilty of. You
right.
may not be. But then a lot of times they say because those kids go in there at such a young age, they get recruited by the gangs in
And
there
they
and all that
become
stuff, and they
criminals.
become criminals.
Yeah.
It's the worst system I've ever seen.
Yeah.
It's terrible.
There's a guy that was just on death row for like 25 years, and for killing his wife, and they just submitted new DNA
The DNA,
evidence
I saw that. Yeah.
that he did not kill his wife. So
Oh.
now he's been on death row for like 30 years, and he's.
I hope
completely
he
innocent.
did it though.
Yeah, maybe.
I hope he did it, and
Wait.
yeah, like because he served all that time. I
Yeah.
feel like it's old DNA. Like but maybe it's just like it's old DNA.
I mean, I guess as lawyers had a petition to get
Yeah.
it submitted, and now they're going to retry it. So which is crazy.
They actually, whenever they let them out, they say now you can kill somebody
Yeah.
for free. So you get a pass on that. There's a podcast called Wrongful Conviction, and it's a guy who works with the Innocence Project and stuff. And some of those stories blow my mind. I mean, it is unbelievable how just the worst evidence and stuff. They say the eyewitness evidence may be some of the worst ever.
But
Like
and
people,
like Gio said, after 25 years, you know how many of those things where they get back and they go, "We have DNA, we have to retry this." Now, Jesus Christ, we have to retry 100 new trials from stuff that happened 25 years ago. It's easier to just keep the guy in jail.
yeah, but also you're going on. I got a gut feeling, and it's this guy, and you're like, a gut feeling. That's not
my gut feeling tells me as a longtime PI.
yeah.
But you can't get the 25 years of your life back.
No. And even if you sue and you can sue and you can get money, some of them can get money. But do you want to trade 25 years of your life in the worst prison for $1.5 million?
Yeah, and this guy was an old man too. I think they said he was like in his late 60s now.
I don't want to think about it. But if I get out at 50-something years old and they give me $1 million, I'm all right.
$1 million for how long? How long?
No. I'm saying I wouldn't trade it out. But if I'm 50-something years old and all of a sudden I wake up in jail one day thinking I'm going to be there forever, and the next day I'm getting out and they're giving me $1 million, all right. I wouldn't pick it.
Yeah, but also you don't adjust. You can't get back to normal life. Because they talk to a lot of these people and they say every day I wake up and I think I'm going back to jail.
You're institutionalized.
If someone came to you and said, I'll give you $1 million because you go to jail for a year, would you go?
No.
Yeah.
I get that for staying out, Joe. It's bad. It's $20 million.
Right.
Oh.
Yeah.
You have to give up a full year of your life.
No, I literally be away from your kids and all that. I don't know why I'm so like, no, I don't want to be away from my kids. My kids don't want to hang out with me at all. I never see them. I don't know, maybe 20 million is actually worth it. My daughter had a volleyball tournament this weekend. Now, granted, it's better than like I texted a picture or like put it on social media, a picture of my daughter playing volleyball, and Martine texted me. He goes, "Be happy that you're inside," and it was just storming wherever he was playing soccer.
Yeah,
and I thought, yes, I'm very happy that it's inside, but other than that, it's the worst.
Do we think Martine's daughter is going to be the first girl to be in the NFL?
I mean, she the way she juked that kid was one of the best moves I've ever seen.
Unbelievable, and she's playing. It seems like it's co-ed, like at that age that they're playing boys and girls, and she's doing stuff. The boys have to be like, all right, I think
I got smoked by a girl.
Yeah. Maybe I'll play guitar.
I guess I'm gay now. We had to go up. I didn't even know there was some sort of athletic facility up in Wesley Chapel, not by the ice rink, the other way, over behind the Wiregrass Mall.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, so we went there, and it was just it was like a concert. There had to be 10,000 people there.
How many games did you have to sit through? 3?
3 games, 3 hours, and then they had a ref one. Well, sorry, not 3 games, 6 games.
Oh,
3 different times, and then they had to ref a game. So I had to sit there for that as well. The worst team. They're terrible. Their coach is terrible. I'm like, why are we doing this? This is so awful to be here. None of these kids are going to be good volleyball players.
And I imagine it's not cheap to be on the team. It's not cheap to be in the tournament.
It's upwards of $4,000.
Yep.
Stop.
I wanted to go and tell the coach, I'm like, you've spent more time on your phone than you have looking at this game. I want my money back. This is ridiculous.
Youth sports is a racket, man. It is insane.
The best is I said to my wife, we're done with volleyball. Because I said to my daughter, I go, do you love this? And she goes, I like it. And I go, okay, well, no more. It's ruining every weekend of our lives. And then my daughter goes, my wife goes, we can't. I go, what do we can't? Why? Because we're signed in. We have a contract. And I go, you have a contract? And she goes, yeah, it's an ironclad contract that you cannot cancel. And if you do, you have to. I was like, you got to be kidding me. So I'm never doing that again.
And so this is travel. This isn't with school, right?
No, yeah, it's not with school.
I was gonna say, but she's at that age that they have sports in school, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. So
yeah, she
why?
got to try out for that team, but we needed her to literally like learn a little, you know?
Right. But I mean, I don't know. I think I started at school. Like I didn't play club sports until I knew I was actually good at the sport.
Yeah. She played volleyball and softball, and she learned how to play softball. Like she got good towards the end.
At least the school seasons are way shorter.
Right.
Especially
and you don't have to pay $4,000.
At the middle school level, they play like 8-game seasons. That's
it. I feel like in softball, my daughter didn't even know how to run, like which bases you run to and all that. She didn't know anything.
She just runs to second.
Yeah, she was like she couldn't understand that you could overrun first on a base hit. You know, like she was wanting to turn and she'd stop short on the base. She didn't know anything about softball or baseball. And those coaches took her in, and by the end of the season, she was hitting and she was doing good, and she knew who her cutoff throw was. And I'm like, she learned how to play. Volleyball, I feel like all those kids just stand there and watch the ball fall next to them, and then they look at the coach, and the coach just puts her head down.
Oh,
Awesome.
that's
great.
sucks.
All right.
Yeah, I just don't like. I don't really care. I'm not looking at her to be a professional volleyball player. I just feel like we're wasting money and time mostly. Like the 3 days that I had off, I spent at that goddamn volleyball facility, and guess what? It happens the next 3 weeks in a row.
And a lot of times, it depends on the school and everything else, but it's just like either one of the kids' dads that helps out, or somebody who works in the cafeteria, and now all of a sudden they're the soccer coach.
Yeah.
My son was playing, and the coach was there, and his son played on the team. And I was talking to him, and I go, I played soccer for a long time. I go, if you need any help with anything or whatever. And he was like, no, I think we got it. And I'm like, okay, well, your son's wearing high tops to play soccer, so you may want some advice. I don't know whether you know anything about it.
I was going to say, that is one thing. Even if they don't, and it's just a teacher that gets appointed to the team, they think they know everything because they watched a couple YouTube videos.
Just like Chad.
Chad. No, Chad actually knows his stuff, especially about football. But I mean, but I'm saying, because I'm in that school and I've met some of the other coaches, it is a lot of them think they know everything there is to know.
When I went to the Chamberlain game, Chad did look like a real coach. He was out there. He had a clipboard and
whistle.
He was up and down the sidelines.
You had a whistle. You're a coach.
He definitely looked. He didn't know. I don't think if he had headset or not, but he definitely looked the part.
Yes.
Yeah, it's a poor school.
And he was locked in. He was dialed in.
If I was Chad, I would just wear a fake headset just to look cool.
Just wears gamer headset.
Yeah, nobody knows the difference. Over here tarking off on the field.
Yeah. He's covering the mic with him. He's talking.
Yeah. When he talks to the other coaches, he covers his mouth with the folder. So
that may be one of the funniest. I don't know whether it's Applebee's or one of the commercials. The Detroit Lions coach. You ever see that? Wherever he comes up to the table and he's got the menu in front of his face. And he's like, "What are you guys thinking about?" Whatever. And the guy goes to say it, and he grabs his arm and puts the menu in front of his face. You don't want anybody stealing your order.
All right, it is Tuesday. Don't forget, it's Tuesday. We're off yesterday, so we had a full day of inauguration. Totally put a backseat to Martin Luther King Day, and everybody was off. Nobody knows why, but we were off. So there you go.
Dizzy put up a thing on his Instagram. It said, "Today we remember Martin Luther King. Tomorrow we forget about it."
We'll take a break. Come back. We'll get into Sporcle. We got Dom today. I just realized today's Tuesday.
Yes.
See, I'm gonna take my own advice. We got stuff to give away. Carmen will tell you what that stuff is. We'll do it next.
Do you have Dom's office number?
I do not.
Not his office.
Yeah, no.
Office at CMG.
Cox. Yeah, we'll have to send somebody down there to check on him. So stupid. It's the Mike Calta Show. Sporkle's next on 102.5 The Bone. Carmen.
Yes.
Are you out and about this week?
I am for Gasparilla.
Oh, boy.
I'm going to be at McDenton's from 11 to 1.
On Saturday?
On Saturday for kegs and eggs.
Fantastic.
Yeah, I'm excited because I'm pretty sure like everybody else is out there, Scotty and stuff like that. But
it'll still be cool though. Don't let that stop you.
Yeah.
You said that like it was deterrent.
No, I said that like that.
Won't be Sam because she's pregnant.
Correct.
It won't be Danielle. I don't know. Maybe it will be.
Yeah,
like who else goes out there? We're running low on people.
Yeah. Me and
Squad's
Scotty.
been cut down.
DJ Eakin, he's going to be spinning.
Big deal. I'm just kidding. I love you. Can I just bust balls? All right. That is this Saturday with Carmen out there at McDenton's. And do we have like cut the line passes or anything?
So we do have tickets to get in.
Okay. All right.
Yeah.
That among other things, I assume, for Sporcle?
Correct.
All right. What else do we have to give away?
We also have Monster Jam, Supercross,
Okay.
Howie Mandel,
Ooh.
Alice Cooper.
Isn't it weird? There was a time where I'd be like, Howie Mandel is cool. Get him on the show. We'll talk to him. Now I'm like,
Alice Cooper,
Yeah.
Leonard Skinner,
yeah.
and Yacht Rock Review.
What is that?
Oh, yeah,
Don't
do
you
tell.
skip over that. That's like the good one.
I'm not. So that's going to be Friday night at Ruth Eckerd Hall. And that's all the information it has for me.
That's
But,
nice.
yeah.
All right.
Yeah, Joe, that's right up our alley.
Yes, it is.
So that is a band, Yacht Rock Review.
Okay.
It's out on tour. I mean, obviously, you could probably figure out what kind of music they do.
I mean, I would imagine it's thrash metal.
Yeah.
What if they don't play it all and they just sit around and review yacht rock songs?
That's pretty good.
I like
too.
it. I'm into that.
We give this one 4 stars, and here's why.
Do you know this song, Joe? It's
Oh,
been
of
stuck in
course.
my head the whole
Yeah.
weekend. You guys know this?
Yeah.
I found this video channel on the TV thing we have.
Yeah.
And it shows videos along with the songs. And this guy came up, and I haven't heard this song in forever. And then this guy looked like any gay guy in a Robin Hood movie. You know how in another Robin Hood movie, there's like one guy that's always like, "Hello, I would look for Robin Hood."
A dandy.
Yeah, Danny. You look like that guy. And then the next day, I turned the radio on, and it played on the radio too. I was like,
yeah.
"Oh, I'm inundated." Now it's stuck in my head.
I have something coming up in news that I caused to happen.
Oh,
You know how whenever we
Yes.
talk about somebody and somebody dies and
I'm
stuff?
convinced that we're living in like I took a what's that movie, the Tom Cruise movie where
Vanilla Sky.
Vanilla Sky, that I took the choice and I went into
Yeah.
the Vanilla, because everything goes my way.
Hmm?
You know what I'm saying? Like all my it could. I married a beautiful woman. I had a boy and a girl. The boy first. Like all the stuff that you hope that would happen, it was all happened.
Got a
Except I'm
tortoise?
fat. Except the fat.
Oh.
The one thing I can't. I figure out we can't figure out everything. There's got to be a couple of negatives. I'm like, all right, give me
You
fat,
got to
give me
make a
fat.
trade-off somewhere.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Also, if you had abs, it would be too much, too good, and they'd be
I
like,
know.
"There's something going on."
Yeah. So I think that's the balance, but I'll take it. So far, so good.
So this yacht rock review, obviously, Kings of 70 tribute, hitting the road, doing all this different stuff. But some of the stuff that they say that they do, some of the music, Kenny Loggins, Steely Dan,
All right.
this, that, whatever. But also they say Hall & Oates. According to the yacht rock documentary, Hall & Oates,
Not really.
not yacht rock.
I know,
Yeah.
but there's some Hall & Oates like it's a bitch girl, but you're gone too far, but you know it don't matter. And anyway, that's yacht rock.
Oh, these guys all dressed like Joe.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
I'm gonna walk backstage and tell them I'm in the band.
Joe, these are your people.
Yeah, they are.
All right, let's give some stuff. Right. Wait, what's up? Let's give
Hi.
some stuff away with a little bit of Sporcle. Here we go. That song is stuck in my head for days now. Carmen is the keeper of Sporcle. Pap is your judge and scorekeeper. Galvin is the current rule leader.
Mm-hmm.
I have the hiccups. Carmen, what are we playing today?
Today we're going to be playing female lead singers. Can you name the female lead singers from these bands? Okay, so I'm going to give you the bands. You're going to give me the female lead singer. That has to be the lead singer because there may be
Yeah.
multiple, but I'm looking for number uno.
You're saying the lead.
Correct. Your first one, the Go-Go's,
Belinda Carlisle.
Mike Calta. The Mamas and the Papas.
Mama Cat.
Wilson.
Jane.
Mike Cass Elliott is what I needed.
But will
I
we really
need
not get that?
I mean, it was Mama Cass.
Yeah.
I'm fine with it.
on the paper it says Cass Elliott, so that's what I'm going
Okay,
by.
on the
But
paper.
you guys can vote.
Nope. Carmen said on the paper.
Choked on a ham sandwich.
I mean, if it was Marshall Mathers, would you do that? If I would have said Eminem, would you not give it to me?
I know that though. I don't know this.
Yeah,
I
but
didn't-
everybody in the room knows it.
So that's what I'm saying. Everyone in that room needs to vote. This room is saying I have to go by the paper because I don't
Galvin?
know that.
Either we go by the paper or we don't go by the paper.
No, we change as we go.
All right, no
I
point.
say you get it.
No
but,
point.
You know.
No point.
No point.
Your next one, no doubt.
That's
Good
funny.
funny.
Geo. Rufus.
Chaka Khan.
Galvin. The Sugar Cubes.
Bjork.
Mike. Eurythmics.
Any
Any
legs.
Galvin. The Bangles.
Susanna Hoffs.
Mike. Hart.
Nancy
Hey, Wilson.
Mike.
Damn it.
4 non-blondes.
We
just said her name.
4 non-blondes. Who was the female lead singer? Linda Perry.
Damn it.
And Pap, we are halfway there.
Gio is on the board with a single point, Galvin with 2, and Michael is your leader right now. He's winning with 4.
All right. Female lead singers. Your next one, The Chicks.
Natalie Maines.
Mike Calta.
Oh, because they took Dixie out?
Yeah.
That's lame.
I still call them Dixie Chicks.
Yeah, lame.
Evanescence.
Amy.
Lee.
Yeah.
Galvin. Stone Ponies. Stone Ponies.
I don't know.
Linda Ronstadt. Fleetwood Mac.
Nix.
Galvin. The Pretenders.
Chrissy Hines.
Hines.
What'd you say?
Which one?
Both.
It's Chrissy Hind.
It is. So
Oh, yeah, I said Hines.
okay, and Mike said Chrissy Hine. Mike Calta. Thank you. 10,000
Natalie
Maniacs. Yes, Mike Calta and Pap. We're on the last three.
Gio's still no movement. He's got a single point. Galvin with 4. Michael is catchable, but he is winning with 7.
I need all 3.
You.
All right, we're doing female lead singers. Last 3. Here we go. Blondie.
Harry. I just wanted to yell Harry.
Yeah.
Galvin.
Oh, yeah, great.
Oh,
Yes.
Remember
I
that
bet
morning
Chad hears
Carmen
that a lot.
Puked?
Yeah.
Oh my god. Oh. Next one. Jefferson Airplane.
Grace. Slick. Jesus.
Galvin.
All right, come on. Here we go.
And your last one. Garbage.
Courtney Love.
Oh.
Oh, no.
Female lead
Yeah,
singer
that's whole.
for Garbage.
I don't know. I can't think of it.
Shirley Manson.
That's it.
Damn it. So close.
Your final score, Gio with 1 point, Galvin with 6. Close enough, but not enough. Michael is your leader.
What the hell?
Close enough or not enough?
Well, I was having 6.
Yeah. And Michael is your winner. He won with 7.
Thank you. What is that? 2 in a row?
That is 2 in a row.
Oh.
Very nice.
Man.
Good morning. Who's this?
Joe.
Joe, how you doing?
Joe.
Hey, doing pretty good, man.
Congratulations, Joe. You're the winner. I'm going to put you on hold. Carmen will grab you here during the break, and we'll hook you up with a prize. Okay, buddy?
All right.
Good
Sounds
job.
good,
Good
thanks.
job. Thank you. He's online too, Carmen.
Got it.
Big Joe. Galvin, what do we have coming up in news?
Coming up in news today, Too Cold for Shorts, Monkey Ladies, and I'm sorry.
All right, good. We got that. We got a bunch of stuff from the inauguration to talk about. Feel free to get your calls in, 800-771-1025. It's the Mike Calta Show. News is next on 1025 The Bone. I was looking for the picture of me and Adam Johnson, the podium guy,
Yeah.
and I just went to my pictures and searched the word podium, and it's amazing. It just pulls up all the podium pictures.
Oh,
Like
yeah.
pictures from the roast when we're at a podium, pictures from my son's graduation. It's
That's wild.
crazy.
Yeah.
Technology is amazing.
I bet you could type in Galvin or anybody on the show. It'd
Yeah, pretty much.
pick it up too.
Yep,
Like
yep.
people you interact with a lot, you can just type their name in and it'll figure it out.
Right.
Oh, it's filled with Carmen pictures.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
It's got everything about
You just put
Carmen.
in BH.
Carmen, you know what I thought about the other day?
What?
I was on X Hamster looking at some live cams,
What?
and I thought, what if Carmen was doing a cam thing the whole time? Like, I was told that on OnlyFans, you can do an OnlyFans and geographically block out sections so that you can do an OnlyFans and block out the United States.
I heard that too.
Oh,
yes.
When you signed your contract, you heard that?
Wouldn't it be great if one day we just went to like, hey, they're flying you over to Russia for a special vodka thing, and we fly over to Russia, and Carmen's just on billboards everywhere.
Everyone's like, Hannah is here. Hannah.
She has arrived. Yeah, I got to tell you, seeing you equipped with your camera work and making bags of rice for everybody,
Mm-hmm.
I thought, man, she's got to have some camera skills doing something else we don't know about it.
I'm working on them, and yeah, I don't know. I like cooking. I like doing my cooking videos.
Can I
Those
ask
are
you a
fun.
question? Why I watched Carmen's whole video yesterday. Anybody else see it where she made rice for the week?
I saw part of it, yeah.
She makes rice for the week, and at the end, she takes it up and puts a half a cup in a little bag, rolls it up, and then sticks all those bags in another bag and puts them in the refrigerator.
In the freezer.
In the freezer. She's like, but just so you know, the minute you put it in the refrigerator, it starts growing bacteria. So
I did not know that.
Yeah. Well, not only did I learn something, but now I'm thinking, how fast do you have to eat that rice before you?
Yeah.
Well, that's why she puts it in the freezer.
Yeah, but what do you do? So what do you do when you take it out now?
So I portion it out, so it's a single serving. So then I put it in the microwave, sprinkle a little water on it,
Water it up. Okay.
and then microwave it for 2 minutes, and it's perfect. But if you make rice and you put it in the fridge, they say like it almost instantly starts building mold and bacteria on it because of the starches.
So if you're taking it out of the freezer, putting it in the microwave, why don't you just buy that microwave rice?
Because that has all kind of seed oil
Yeah.
and everything in there too.
Oh.
If it's sitting on a shelf, there's
Right.
problems with it.
But
You know
Like
what I mean?
I'm making it myself, so I know what's in it.
Yep.
And rice
And-
is super cheap when you buy like 10
Right.
pound bag.
Yeah.
Oh, I bought the thing from Sam's Club, so it's a huge pillowcase full of rice.
Carmen, a couple things. One, how you're not having let Carmen cook be your thing. You know what I mean? Like use that for your little slogan.
Handle?
Or whatever. Yeah.
Yeah.
Let Carmen cook.
Like,
But also-
big cook sucker.
Knowing a lot of Asian people have just a rice cooker that always has
Always
rice. in
has
it.
rice.
Yeah.
You know what
Always
I mean?
going. Yeah.
What is there a problem with that? Or as long as you're eating it right, you're going along and eating it every day, you're fine. Is
Yeah.
it growing
Well-
mold and doing stuff or no?
I mean, but like, I don't know that science behind it. I just know I watched a video and it said that if you
TikTok.
pre-prep rice, it basically starts growing mold and bacteria. So you shouldn't really make rice ahead of time. And I'm assuming Asians that they make it like for a family, so they're
Yeah,
eating
they're
that
eating
in
it.
one.
I don't know,
They're eating
Carmen.
it in one sitting.
First time I went to Asian massage place, the one by where Pete used to work, they were making rice in the back too. And I was like, they're making rice back there. And Pete goes, that's how you know it's a good place.
Also, isn't there something whenever you cook the rice and put it in the refrigerator, doesn't it change like I forget what it is.
It like messes with your blood sugar,
Right,
or something.
yeah.
Yeah. So that's so that's
Sounds
another.
like rice is just too much of a pain in the ass.
Well, rice isn't actually great for you. It's a lot of
Yeah.
starch and,
No, but no.
depends on what you have.
Right. And it's also how much you eat. Someone who sits down and eats, 2 cups of rice, that's not good. That's why I portion it out to a half a cup, because for me, that's a moderate amount of carbs. And it's about 32 grams of carbs for half a cup. So I know when I add that to something, how much I'm adding.
Galvin put in a mind F. We had Anthony's coal fire twice last week.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's good,
Oh.
right?
Which I sent Galvin a new pizza place to try.
Yeah, I got to check it out. The pictures look really good. Looks
Yeah.
like my style.
Yeah, it is. And we had the Philly cheesesteak pizza.
Mm.
Oh, baby.
How are you
Nice.
eating Philly cheesesteak pizza and then portioning out rice?
Yeah.
Because I have one piece and Chad gets the rest of the pizza.
Yeah.
Oh.
And I
So,
eat it with, I get one piece of pizza and I eat it with a salad.
And,
And
I
it's,
had
but
Anthony's
did
coal
too.
fire and I ate 2
Yeah,
chicken
right.
wings.
listen,
The salad cancels it out.
Yeah, Carmen gets
No.
one piece of pizza and Chad stands over her with a belt while she eats it.
Don't you get fat? Yeah, dude, I can't. I'm hardly eating anything either, and it's all the smells just smell wonderful. But
I was more interested in the Cheddar Bay biscuit shepherd's
oh
pie
my god, yes,
with
Carmen.
the butter
Yeah.
and the cheese.
Listen, that was delicious. That was Chad's favorite. But now Chad, I guess they had something and he had to stay in class all week. They weren't allowed to do like gym stuff. So he was showing a health video because he teaches health. So he was showing a video.
And that was the worst possible thing they could eat.
And so now he comes back and he's like, I think I'm not going to go totally vegan, but like, I don't want to eat eggs and I don't want to eat chicken and I don't want to eat this. And so the reason why I made a bunch of rice, which is because he's going to eat beans and rice all week.
That's
what I made him for his lunch was beans and rice. Yep. So I got to start learning some new recipes
Interesting.
yeah, but because he was like, the farming is terrible, and we're the only country that eats eggs, and this and that, and I was like, so Philly
We're not the
cheesesteak-
only country that
No.
eats eggs.
Yeah.
Listen, and that's what I said. I said, who made this movie, this documentary that you found? And he's like, I don't know. It probably was PETA, but again, I don't know. He came back and he doesn't want to eat eggs, and he doesn't want to eat meat, and he wants to.
Look,
basically-
eggs are gross. I hate eggs. But,
I love
but
eggs.
I know, but people love them, and also that's the big problem. Everybody's complaining about how much eggs cost.
Yeah. But I guess he said, like, we're the only ones that eat them regularly. Like, we wake up and have scrambled eggs for breakfast every morning. Like, that we're the only country that does that. According to this documentary that he's showing his class.
You ever have Scotch eggs?
Yes, Scotch eggs
Yeah.
are fantastic. When
So
you're drunk,
good.
Scotch
There's
eggs are
scotch
great.
in them?
Yeah,
No.
no, they're like hard boiled, and then they have
Yeah.
sausage and breading, and they deep fry them. And
That's
My-
a big
First time I
Irish
ever
thing.
had Scotch eggs was in L.A. with Bert. We were at a bar and we didn't eat, and they were like, "Were you there?"
maybe.
I don't remember. We were in a bar and they had the only food they had was Scotch eggs. I'm like, all right, I'll try
Yes,
that.
yeah, I remember that. Yeah,
I ate like 4 of them.
Yeah,
I'm like,
yeah.
these are fantastic.
yeah, they're good.
My favorite egg is the ramen, where it's a little yolky still.
I
it's
don't like
hard.
that.
Oh, I always order
Yeah.
extra.
Oh.
Those are,
Toast.
yeah.
That is what Carmen. Listen to me. It's so weird because I know that that's delicious. Like a runny egg on a toast sandwich. I know that tastes good, but the
Yep.
look of it is so gross to me.
So, Carmen, have you ever had 3-minute eggs?
No.
That's great. You would love that. So it's just before they're hard
How long
boiled.
do you cook it?
Yeah. And so then you take them out, you take out of the shell, and you put it in a bowl, and then you cut up toast, put a little salt and pepper on there. It's fantastic.
Yep.
Yeah.
You know what? I think I have had them. I just don't think they were called 3-minute eggs, but
Yeah.
I feel like I've had that. Yeah.
3
But,
minute and 31-second eggs.
but I love eggs. I could eat eggs, breakfast, lunch, and dinner.
Let's give out.
Yeah, but
Eggs
now,
are good.
I gotta learn some new recipes and.
All I can think about is if I eat just rice and beans, I'll have abs like Chad in a couple weeks.
You won't.
You will
If
not.
you eat rice and beans, you will
Not
be
you.
fat.
Why do you have to crush my dreams?
Yeah.
All right, it is time to check in with Galvin. He's got today's news.
And now, news with Galvin on the Mike Calta Show.
What do we have in news today, Galvin?
Today's top story, President Trump, that's right, no longer president-elect, President Trump's inauguration yesterday was mostly by the book, other than the fact that it was moved indoors due to cold weather outside, which is funny. They knew it was going to be cold. They were like all set up outside, and then they're like, it's really cold.
But
Let's
I
go-
guess it was really
Let's
cold.
go inside.
Yeah, although do you think that had to do with security?
Maybe.
Well, because I heard, again, it depended on what broadcast you were listening to. CNN had their reporters like, I've been standing outside all day, so I don't know why they couldn't be outside.
Yeah,
that-
because they're higher caliber people than
Yeah.
CNN.
Yeah.
Listen,
But
I
yeah.
get it, but that was their broadcast. It's not that cold. They could have done it outside. It's been colder before.
But I mean, I believe they started setting up all the kind of infrastructure for it to be outside before they changed it.
Right, that's what I'm
Yeah.
saying.
Yeah,
Like,
so I don't
you
think there was
knew that it was
anything-
going to be cold.
Yeah.
Like, why? Whatever. I mean, they played the football in
Yeah.
the same weather.
And I saw Trump. He's like, it was great. He goes, I think we should have it inside all the time.
Yeah,
He goes,
yeah.
I could actually hear what everybody was saying. He
That's
goes,
what I think. I think they like it better inside. I think it was warmer and they got to less. It was a little more intimate.
There was some guy that I saw on social media. He had traveled like 17 hours to
Yeah,
get to
I saw
Washington, and then he had to watch it on his iPad because
Yeah.
he got moved inside.
Ah,
like it
that's
was
hilarious.
this big deal.
So here are some of the highlights from Trump's inauguration. This is about a 2-3 minute clip here.
The golden age of America begins right now. Our recent election is a mandate to completely and totally reverse a horrible betrayal. From this moment on, America's decline is over. Those who wish to stop our cause have tried to take my freedom and indeed to take my life. But I felt then and believe even more so now that my life was saved for a reason. I was saved by God to make America great again. Today I will sign a series of historic executive orders. With these actions, we will begin the complete restoration of America and the revolution of common sense. It's all about common sense.
Carmen, pause it for a second.
Okay.
I'm all for that. Common sense. If you look, because you know me, I'm pretty liberal when it comes to people's sexuality and all that other stuff. I want everybody to be happy, but also there's going to have to be times where you make common sense decisions. A guy wearing a wig can't fight a woman in a boxing ring. I mean, those sort of things seem to be the common sense things. And then if we're building things and we're paying for it, and other countries are getting the benefits of it, then we need to step in and say, hey, this isn't really working out right. This is common sense. I'm all for this. Go ahead. So far, I'm feeling good about my vote.
First, I will declare a national emergency at our southern border. Today, I will also declare a national energy emergency. We will drill, baby, drill. Next, I will direct all members of my cabinet to marshal the vast powers at their disposal to defeat what was record inflation and rapidly bring down costs and prices. Instead of taxing our citizens to enrich other countries, we will tariff and tax foreign countries to enrich our citizens. After years and years of illegal and unconstitutional federal efforts to restrict free expression, I will also sign an executive order to immediately stop all government censorship.
Pause that.
And bring back.
What does that mean for us?
All government censorship, so we can start saying the F word.
That's what I'm saying.
Let's do it.
I mean, honestly, what is? No, you do it.
No, you do
it. I'm not doing it. You do it.
I've done it before.
I got it.
You voted for him.
Go tell Scotty to say it. Tell him I said it was okay.
Yeah.
Wait, now, all government censorship. So I'm sure he's talking about the social media stuff, but how does that relate to us?
Mm-hmm.
I mean, it's got to be about suppressed information online.
Of course, but still,
Right.
I'm gonna take that as it's okay to say that.
Let's save that clip.
All right.
So
you
if
said.
We'll bring it back.
Yeah.
All right, go ahead.
Free speech to America. Never again will the immense power of the state be weaponized to persecute political opponents. Something I know something about. This week,
Pause that.
I will also.
They're sitting right behind him.
Yeah.
All the time he's saying that, they're sitting right there, right behind him. What were their faces like? I couldn't see it. I couldn't see it on the iPad or the iPhone that I was watching.
The only reaction I saw was when Hillary laughed at the Gulf of America comment. But yeah, they just sit there.
I heard Biden actually woke up whenever he said that.
Oh.
These are all career politicians. This is what they do.
I know,
it's
but
not
they're
hurting anybody's feelings.
No, they don't care.
I know, but some of this stuff has got to sting a little bit.
I don't think it does.
A little. Come on. You as Trump was shuffling Biden off into the helicopter, you don't think he was like, "See you, jackass"?
Probably. I'm sure Trump was. But I mean, Biden welcomed to the White House. Said welcome home when he got there.
Yeah, well, I mean, Biden's trying to have class about the whole deal,
Right.
But at the end of the day, he's still up there going, "We're coming out of the worst administration we've ever had,"
Yeah.
and that guy's sitting right there.
Yeah.
Hillary the whole time is like, I can't believe this guy's back in there.
Again.
Yeah.
And then he's back in.
And then at the bottom, it was bad enough when my husband messed around with that fat chick.
Yeah.
Everybody was laughing at me because of that. Now they're laughing at me because I couldn't beat this guy.
I'm sure they hate it, but they're all trained career politicians, and that's just how you act. You act
Listen,
unaffected.
Gio, I'm trained to let things roll off my back when people insult me. I don't care
Right.
for the most part, but every once in a while you get one that stings, you know?
Yeah.
Especially if like I don't know. Like,
don't think
think about it. If Spanish went on now to have a bigger, better radio show, that would hurt.
Yeah.
That would hurt. It would sting me.
But you wouldn't want to give him the satisfaction of knowing that he got to you.
No.
And I don't think the politicians that they don't want to give the other side, and this goes for any side.
But if Spanish is making a speech and he was like, "I thought when I got fired that I would have to go back to working in the with the rest of the citizens at Walmart, and now here I am, the greatest radio broadcaster in Tampa Bay history," I'd be like, and I'm right there watching them say it.
Also, now we're a decade into Trump, so this stuff is not as shocking or surprising. It's the same old
Like
script.
they knew it was coming.
Yeah, like
I know, but
that's
it's
why
still,
they're
it's
not-
gotta. It takes some balls to say, and it takes some.
I don't think it does anymore. I think when he first got on the scene, people were like, "What the hell is this?" But now, 10 years in, these politicians, they've had every dumb thing said about. They don't care.
Also, they're probably like, oh, that was tame.
Yeah,
that was as big as we thought it was going to be.
Whatever. I'm worth $50 million.
Yeah.
Do I care what Trump says about me? No.
Go ahead, Carmen. Play a little more.
Also end the government policy of trying to socially engineer race and gender into every aspect of public and private life. It will henceforth be the official policy of the United States government that there are only two genders, male and female. My proudest legacy will be that of a peacemaker and unifier. That's what I want to be, a peacemaker and a unifier. America
Seems
will
about right.
reclaim its rightful place as the greatest, most powerful, most respected nation on earth, inspiring the awe and admiration of the entire world. A short time from now, we are going to be changing the name of the Gulf of Mexico to the Gulf of America. If we work together, there is nothing we cannot do and no dream we cannot achieve. Many people thought it was impossible for me to stage such a historic political comeback. But as you see today, here I am. The American people have spoken.
He hit him with a "we're back, baby."
Yeah.
Do you? I mean, can you imagine? We're gonna wake up one day, and the Gulf of Mexico, which we live on, is going to be called the Gulf of America, and then we're going to be able to travel to Greenland because Greenland is an American property. I mean, these sort of things are just hilarious. Like this is insane. It's great.
Yeah.
It's
I've
great.
called it the Gulf of America for quite
Have
a
you?
while.
Yeah. Like my dad refuses to say French fries. Still, he's still freedom fries.
Freedom fries. Yeah. I called Prince. He always changed his name. I still call him Prince.
I thought it was a great day to watch. I mean, if you're American, how are you not excited about some of the, like, take all the nonsense out of it. Just be excited about the idea that the country is has a leader that is going to be fighing for it. You know, that is going to be interested in America being first.
So you're a big fan of watching all this different stuff and history and everything. Do you know what Bible Trump put his hand on?
I had read that he did not put his hand on a Bible.
He did not.
Yes.
He didn't put his hand on anything.
No.
Yeah.
Oh,
So
whoops.
Trump didn't put his hand on the Bible when he took the oath of office.
You tried to give me a little trick question there.
Melania Trump held two Bibles in front of him, but he kept his left hand down at his side. For the record, there is no law requiring presidents-elect to swear on a Bible. You literally can put your hand on a copy of anything. If you wanted a sports almanac, whatever you wanted to do, or nothing, which Trump did. Melania, of course, wore the wide-brimmed hat that spawned a ton of memes. The most popular one compared her to the Hamburglar. I saw Spy versus Spy.
Yeah.
I saw all kind of different stuff.
That's weird.
For that. Yeah, that was...
I thought she looked good. I thought
she
she looked classy, and it covered her face enough to where you could not see the disgust in her eyes.
She is very fashionable. You know what I mean? And she looked great. The hat, I thought, was an odd choice. Not the hat itself, but just wearing a hat. But if it was outside, it makes more sense.
Yeah,
Once
yeah.
you're inside, then it's a little different, you know. But
I thought
whatever.
it was classy. I thought she looked nice. I thought Ivanka looked weird with that kind of side beret that she had on, but also fashion.
Celebrities attending the inauguration included Joe Rogan,
Yeah.
UFC boss.
Now was Joe Rogan? I didn't see. I know Dana White was up there by Elon Musk. They were up at the top. I didn't see if Joe Rogan was up there.
I don't know where they sat, whatever, but Dana White was there as well. Conor McGregor.
Conor McGregor was there with the schlubs, though.
Yeah.
He got bussed over with Theo and Logan and Jake Paul, and he was not on the good bus.
Jake and Logan Paul, Theo Vaughn, the great one, Wayne Gretzky was there.
Oh, I didn't see that.
Yeah.
Yeah, they had a separate room with video screens.
Right.
And that's where Theo and Logan Paul and Jake Paul.
They were in the Jabron room.
Did you see the video? I don't know if you're going to get to it with Theo in his chair.
Oh, no. Oh, yeah, where he fell down. Yeah.
He's sitting there and the chair breaks.
Yeah. Oh, really?
And Logan Paul got the whole thing on video.
Yeah.
And he's sitting there and the chair just collapses and he falls down in the middle of the inauguration.
I will never watch a Logan or Jake Paul boxing match in the hopes. I'll watch them, but I'll never watch them in the hopes of ever seeing a real boxing match again.
No.
Conor McGregor sitting behind Logan Paul, goofing around with him, and then later on, I saw a video of Mike Tyson putting Jake Paul on his shoulders at the party.
Of course, he
and I'm
made
like,
him-
yeah,
he made him
because
like
you're
$25
both
million.
rich. Yeah. That's all they care about.
When Theo's chair broke, the one dude, Kyle from the Nelk Boys, was next to him. And he goes, "Oh, it's a Kamala Harris chair. We got to switch these out." The chair just broke.
If you were to go to the inauguration, what do you think you would wear? I mean, we
A
all
suit.
listen. We're always, shorts and t-shirts and type of stuff.
I would
here,
have
whatever.
worn. So I actually contemplated on going, and if I went, I would have worn a suit.
You wear a suit,
Yeah.
dress it up, look nice.
I have a real conservative blue pinstripe suit that I probably would have wore with a red tie and black shoes.
Not shorts.
Well, if I had the clout that Fetterman had, I would have not to the inauguration. No. Don't get me wrong. But wouldn't it be funny if Fetterman wore a suit with a hoodie over it? You know what I mean? Like making his statement, but doing it. But he wore the fact that he wore shorts and the hoodie.
Goddamn weirdo.
Yeah, but he's who he is. You know what I mean? You're not getting anything different out of him.
Ugh. Yeah. Well, anyways, he wore shorts and a hoodie.
Yeah, but I mean, he wore shorts and a hoodie to everything.
I know.
So I know. Don't get me wrong. I'm not. I think it's appalling that you would show up to an inauguration in shorts, but that's his deal. That's his gimmick. You know what I mean?
Ugh. I think he is such a weirdo, man.
Oh, he's definitely weird.
He's such a weirdo.
But he's switching sides. He's coming over to the Republican side.
Didn't he have a stroke last year?
Yeah.
And that's why they said that's why he wears the shorts and the
He wore it before
the
that.
hoodie.
Yeah.
By the way, speaking of switching sides, Caitlyn Jenner was there.
Oh.
Who apparently had no problem sitting there whenever Trump announced that the government henceforth recognizes only 2 genders.
Oh,
Yeah.
So what is Caitlyn Jenner?
Well, I guess she identifies as female, right?
Yes, I would say Caitlyn Jenner is not affected by that because she is a female.
Is she?
I don't know.
I don't even know. I don't know whether she. Not that this makes you a female,
She'd
but
take
I don't
it
know
off.
whether she had the surgery or not. But
I don't
maybe
know
she didn't
either.
get the memo.
I guess I don't know. We talked about it earlier. Did Elon Musk do a Nazi salute?
100%.
Yeah.
Speaking of weirdos,
We have some video and stuff. And yeah, listen, if you're up in front of a crowd,
Yeah.
don't do the sideways karate chop. Just don't do it.
I mean, do you think the only thing that I could think is that he did it on purpose?
yeah.
Right.
Because
That
he
has
said
to
it
be.
came from my heart and he
Yeah.
touched his heart, and he did it and he was like, everybody in the world's going to talk about this tomorrow. And he's like mocking people by doing it. That's the only thing I could see because that can't be common sense to anybody.
No, it's so wild. It's so wild. And, everybody's like, you can defend it all you want and try and say that he did.
If Donald Trump walked in, you can't even go, "Hey, Donald," and
Yeah.
wave to him with your hand up in the air because he'll
Yeah.
be. Have you
Right,
seen the Zuckerberg?
and that too. You know what I mean? Like if he would have said, "I give you my heart," and,
Right.
and put his hand upside down,
He went solid
or
90-degree angle.
and did solid, did the fingers together, did
Yeah.
the thing, yeah, like
it was very aggressive.
right,
Like
Did
twice.
Did you see Zuckerberg where he got caught looking
yeah,
at Lauren Sanchez's breast?
right, yeah.
I saw that. But I mean, how do you get mad at that guy? He's sitting next to him. They're staring
Yeah.
at him. She's gorgeous.
She's gorgeous, and also I don't know what's less appropriate: shorts and a hoodie, or her with them just all.
Oh, that's
Oh,
what you
yeah.
do.
A lot of
Welcome to
people
the
were
Trump
criticizing
presidency.
her
Yeah.
about being
I'm
like,
sure
you know,
that they
yeah.
would. Look, I'm not mad at it at all. Whatever, do whatever you want and stuff. Same with Fetterman. Do whatever you want. You want to look like an idiot, that's fine. But you have to know whenever you're going out.
Yeah.
If that was my wife, I would go, let's tone it down a little bit.
Galvin,
It's-
you think so, but you know what else? Where is she from? Is she from Miami?
I don't know.
Because I will tell you right now, I went to the volleyball tournament this weekend, and you knew which moms were from Miami. When we played the Miami team, Brazilian butt lifts, boobies hanging out, Lululemon, all of them. Just it was a whole section of Miami mommies.
Yeah, at a volleyball game.
And yeah. But I'm just saying though, you know who they are. They like what they dress like that's appropriate wherever they're from. You know what I'm
she's
saying?
from Albuquerque, New Mexico.
Close enough.
Yeah. right across the border.
Yeah.
The Miami mommies were also the ones who got purple carded and got kicked out of the volleyball
I'm
tournament
sure.
because they were too loud.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I'm sure.
Mhm.
Carrie Underwood ended up doing America the Beautiful a cappella thanks to a technical glitch at the inauguration. Pretty much everyone online thought she handled it perfectly, though. The backing track started but then stopped, and everyone had to wait. Eventually, you could actually see her tell someone, I can just sing it.
I was listening to it on the radio at that point, and I couldn't figure out what was going on because they introduced her, and you heard the clicks, and it got weird.
Yeah, then she encouraged people to sing along and launched into it. They said that she was annoyed that she was just on the floor and didn't have a platform or anything
Sure.
like that. The event got moved inside last minute because of the cold, so changed things up and stuff. The source said that she saved it from being a total disaster, though. Pretty much everyone online thought she handled it very well.
Yeah, if you didn't know, I would just think it was a mistake or something, and I would be like, because it was a delay, but I thought she sounded great.
We have some audio if you want to hear just
Sure.
a bit of it.
Oh, beautiful for spacious skies, for amber waves of grain.
Imagine being that good of a singer where you can just do it.
For purple mountain majesties.
All right, that's enough.
Above the
Yeah, that's interesting because there are people that would be like,
Oh, I would freak
can't,
out, yeah.
I can't do it without a backing track or, if it has a vocal on the track or whatever.
Yeah.
But like Beyonce did it, Lady Gaga did it, she did it, all people that can actually sing. So
yeah.
also you see Biden behind her singing, and I was waiting for her to be like, you're throwing me off. You gotta stop. You gotta stop. President Joe Biden on Monday issued an extraordinary slate of preemptive pardons for prominent critics of President-elect Donald Trump, well, President Trump now, and members of his own family, using executive prerogative as a shield against revenge by his incoming successor, while also guaranteeing his closest relatives aren't subject to future prosecutions. Clemency for General Mark Milley, Dr. Anthony Fauci, and members of Congress who served on the committee investigating the January 6th attack on the Capitol was announced on Monday morning. Later, minutes before Trump was inaugurated as the nation's 47th president, Biden also issued pardons for members of his family, his brother James and Frank, his sister Valerie, and their respective spouses. The pardons coming in the final hours of Biden's presidency amount to a stunning flex of presidential power that is unprecedented in recent presidential history. They serve to protect several outspoken critics of the incoming president, including former Republican Liz Cheney, whom Trump had vowed retribution against.
He flamed her yesterday.
But they also protect Biden's close family members and potentially establish a precedent the new president will use to protect his own allies from criminal prosecution.
Of course.
Yeah.
But, it's interesting that they talk about, Trump said that he wouldn't be weaponizing the justice system. So then if that's the case, then he probably wouldn't have gone after Biden and Fauci and all those people. So he says. We don't know what he would have done. But I got to tell you, and I think that this is a huge bad look for Biden because everybody just assumes now guilt. If you're pardoning people,
why would you pardon them if they're not guilty?
Sure, and I think all you people who really blew off the Hunter Biden stuff and him getting the money and the big guy signing off on it, all that stuff, that all the people who blew that stuff off should all be embarrassed today. That that's a huge reason why he issued these pardons, so none of those guys get investigated or get in trouble for any of this stuff.
How dumb do you feel now if you're like, the laptop? Why do you keep talking about the laptop?
It's and then the other thing was, and that Trump pointed out several times yesterday, that he did those pardons while he was giving his speech, so that he didn't know about it until afterwards. So and then Trump said that they begged him not to talk about it later in the day in his speech. They said, let today be about unity. But I thought, if you would have turned around and flamed Biden right there, right to his face, turn around and looked at him and go, do you know you're guilty? And that would have been the biggest thing in the history of the presidency.
More importantly, coming out of Washington, some news: the Washington Commanders are set to compete in the NFC Championship game for the first time in 33 years after upsetting the Detroit Lions on Saturday. Nobody saw that coming.
Nope.
Did anybody pick the Commanders?
No, but I mean, I feel so much better now that we lost to them because they're playing at a high level.
It's funny because that's what I was saying. I said, well, I would imagine makes Bucs fans feel a little bit better instead of it's just one and done. They beat us and then they got beat, whatever. They go on. You're like, well, they beat us and then they beat the Lions and possibly going to the Super Bowl.
It made me more angry.
It made you more angry?
I'm like, we held that team to 21 points and they got in on a doink field goal.
Yeah.
Like, we really could have done some things.
Only the Philadelphia Eagles, who advanced past the divisional round with Sunday victory over the Los Angeles Rams, stand between the rookie quarterback, Jalen Daniels, and the Super Bowl.
How mad are Giants fans?
That
they got rid of Saquon Barkley for nothing, and he is having the time of his life in Philadelphia, just running all over everybody.
I altered up his running yards. I was like, he's going to go crazy because last time he did, it's unbelievable. He really is.
My son won he had I think the over-under was 5 rushing attempts or per quarter.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. I mean, he was on fire.
Yeah, because I think the total was 21. Because I took the over on the total, I took the over on yards and everything. Also, just looking at him, obviously he works very hard and does all this stuff and has knowledge and everything, but he's built to be a running back.
Oh, yeah.
Just
He's
like the
lower
way
center of
he's
gravity,
built. Yeah. The Kansas City.
One other thing about him, ugly wife.
Oh, really?
Yeah, she was on the field with the kids beforehand, and
I didn't see.
Man, not good.
Put a hat on her.
It shows you how much difference a coach and infrastructure and how the culture of a team, how
right
the
team,
difference it makes. Because look at even like the Commanders. Dan Snyder was forced to sell the team.
Right.
They got new owner, new coach, new quarterback, and now they went from winning 4 games to NFC Championship
Yep.
game. So like the culture is everything.
The Kansas City Chiefs are meanwhile set to play in the AFC title game for a 7th straight season after Saturday's win over the Houston Texans. Patrick Mahomes and the Chiefs will play the Buffalo Bills, who toppled the Baltimore Ravens in Sunday's divisional round finale to keep their championship three-peat hopes alive.
I feel like the connection between, I mean, they're a great team, and Mahomes is such an elite quarterback. But that connection between him and Travis Kelce is unbelievable. I watch him shovel past those balls to him, and for the touchdown, for yard, like he always finds them.
Kelce in the playoffs is unbelievable.
Yeah.
Kelce in the playoffs always goes over.
It's
Always goes over.
yeah.
Like he's one of those guys that just comes through.
I got to imagine he retires if they go all the way.
You should.
He might
I think
retire
that,
anyways.
I think that would make sense. I mean, you know, you get the three-peat.
Yeah.
I mean, you go down in history.
What else are you going to do? Yeah.
you
And
don't
his,
have-
his numbers were down, this year
speaking
compared
of-
to what they were in past years.
Speaking of tight ends, how about Mark Andrews for the Ravens? Oh, that is going to haunt him for the rest of his life.
yeah.
Missing that
Yeah.
2-point conversion.
I mean,
brutal.
it was so cold there. It was so cold. It's got to be so hard to hold on to anything.
That's what I said to somebody. Because I said that's gonna haunt him, and they're like, "Yeah, this, that," and I go, "Yeah, but I wouldn't want to catch that football.
No.
I'd be like, oh, it's gonna hurt my fingers."
He had the fumble early on, then he had the shot at redemption. Just
Yeah.
Right.
So this is the way it shakes out now. On Sunday, January 26th, the Commanders are at Philadelphia Eagles at 3 p.m. Buffalo Bills at Kansas City at 6:30 p.m. And then Super Bowl 59 will happen Sunday, February 9th. AFC versus NFC Championship, 6:30, all that
February
stuff.
9th.
Yeah.
Wait a second. The game to go into the championship game is this weekend. No, the championship game is this weekend.
Yeah.
Hi.
Right. And then next weekend is the okay.
Super Bowl is February 9th.
Right. I'm sorry. We cross into like a Friday is January, Saturday is February. So I was looking at the wrong calendar. Okay. And then we travel up to New Orleans on the 4th, and we'll be broadcasting live from Radio Row on the 5th, 6th, and 7th.
Mm-hmm.
So that'll be awesome.
The Ohio State Buckeyes beat Notre Dame Fighting Irish last night in the college football championship, 34-23. Notre Dame scored the first touchdown, but then it was mostly Ohio State. A field goal with 29 seconds left in the game sealed the deal. This is what it sounded like.
From 33 yards. You miss it, and the Irish have hope. It's good. And Ohio State, national champions. The longest, toughest postseason climb in the history of the sport. And after all that, it's Ohio State together at the mountaintop. Champions of college football.
Thought it was weird that Notre Dame was driving down and wound up kicking a field goal with like 5 minutes left because they still had to score 2 touchdowns.
Yeah, I think they figured they needed those points anyways. So.
Yeah. But didn't that kind of seem like one of those things where you like kind of let the momentum go? Where if you go for it there
What
and
if
you
you don't get
score, yeah,
Take the guaranteed points.
But you still had to score 2 touchdowns.
Yeah,
Right.
You know what I mean? It's easier to kick a field goal from a further distance. They were close.
Yeah.
You know
I'm
what I
sure
mean?
it's some analytics thing where the odds
Sure.
of converting, I think it was because it was 4th down, compared to kicking the field goal when you need the points anyways.
Yeah.
If you go there, you walk away there with no points, which they did because he hit it off the
Right.
upright.
Yeah, I know.
You go with no points, now you're screwed, which
Yeah.
kind of was what happened.
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, whenever it doesn't happen, you're like, yeah, that should have happened. And if it does, you're like, I would have done this. But who knows?
I love college football, but it's just these championships aren't the same like they used to be because
Why?
There's so much money involved now.
Oh.
Like Ohio State had one of the most expensive rosters out of anybody, so it's not.
But do you disagree with that?
Until they can regulate it, it's not a fair playing field.
It's definitely not fair.
No.
It's definitely not fair, but I mean, it was less fair when all those kids were getting screwed and everybody was making money except for the kids.
They definitely should get paid. I think
Yeah.
they're deserving to get paid. But right now, it's there's no regulation to it. So Ohio State can spend $20 million on their roster, where
Right.
maybe Notre Dame spent $8 million
Yeah.
on their roster.
But
whatever
also,
it is.
you got to think Notre Dame has a lot of money. They have gold helmets.
Yeah,
That's true.
that is true. Maybe they went no gold helmets. They
Yeah.
could save some
True.
money.
Turn their helmets in.
But,
Yeah.
It's got to be so heavy to run around with those.
They need to regulate it more so it's even. You know what I mean?
Yeah, but how do you do that with
How do
as many teams and as many divisions as there are? How do you regulate that?
I don't even know. I think they don't know either. You know?
I think it'll all fall out like it does now, where those teams that play at the elite level will all be playing against each other, and you know it'll even out because you're going to get the same kind of money at FSU as you're going to get at Ohio State as you're going to get in Miami, you know. And
or
then,
there's some kind of they merged or some kind of super league. And it's like the NFL.
Yeah.
You know, but it's like, of course, Ohio State won. They had the most expensive roster.
Right.
They spent the most money. So the teams are buying championships now.
Of course.
So
they were buying them before. It was just
probably
less
buying
blatant than it was now, you know.
It wasn't as obvious, but the money involved is crazy.
After 12 hours after shutting itself down in the United States, TikTok is back for many users, almost like it never left, attributing its return to a move by President Donald Trump to save the app. TikTok welcomed users back with a notification that read, "Thanks for your patience and support. As a result of President Trump's efforts, TikTok is back in the U.S."
I love it.
I saw that it was down. My daughter freaked out that it was down, and then it came back up, and she was very excited that it came back up. It didn't affect me in any way whatsoever, other than the fact that I looked at it for the first time in a long time when she said that. And then now what? It's up for 75 days. They have 75 days now to figure out what they're doing.
Now if somebody can buy it or do whatever,
they'll fix it.
But also, CapCut is still down.
CapCut is what is that? That's the thing that they use to edit the videos.
Yes, that's a video editing app.
That'll all get taken care
I think
of.
the same. They are both. The same company owns both.
Yeah.
It's such a publicity.
Is there a different app though that you can edit videos with?
Yeah, there's a million.
There are, but a lot of people like have a subscription. So like I paid for it.
Oh.
And so does that mean like I don't get that back?
I
Oh,
don't
you
know.
know what I
Did
mean?
Take it up with Apple.
Did you read the fine print?
You know, so it's just that's going to be the big thing.
When Trump was in the Oval Office signing the executive orders, they asked him why he had such a change on TikTok, because he was initially the person that said ban TikTok. And he said because he found out that it's mostly kids that are involved in TikTok, and he's not really worried if China's just taking information of small children.
Yeah, but he also, I mean, the truth is he found out that it helped get him elected.
Exactly.
And he said, I have a special spot in my heart for TikTok because we reached we got the youngest turnout in the voter turnout, and I feel like that was due to TikTok. So, I mean, at least he's being honest about it. He was saying, look, I needed it. It came through. I feel like it's good. We just need to figure out a route to regulate it.
Speaking of TikTok and social media and stuff, for the love of God, please make sure that your kids aren't getting terrible stuff on there. I watched a video the other day that, Discord. I don't know if your kids...
TikTok?
No. I watched a YouTube video of that Colorado Ped Patrol, whatever.
Oh, yeah.
And there was a guy who met a kid on Discord and stuff and what he wanted to do and all the chat logs. And I was like, oh, my God.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. I watch a lot of those videos, too, when they confront those guys, the pedophiles. But I have to tell you, though, my problem with that, and I'm all for pedophiles getting caught and going to jail and stuff, I would say 90% of those pedophiles that show up have some sort of mental problem.
Oh yeah.
And, I mean that's not, you can't start slapping a guy who's
right.
Who's got extreme autism or it's got some he's just a slow adult, and then he thinks he's coming there to meet somebody who's interested in him sexually, and then these guys start beating up that person. I just don't think that's fair either.
This guy that they talked to, the video that I watched the other day, was so forthcoming with the stuff. Nonchalant, like he was telling you what he ordered from McDonald's. I mean, it was wild. He was like, "What did you want to do?" And he was like, "Well, I wanted to do this." With an 11-year-old, and he goes, "Yeah." And it was just like, oh boy, yeah. Yesterday was Blue Monday, which is supposedly the most depressing day of the year. In response, a positivity campaign was launched in the Netherlands to not complain for 30 days.
Oh.
Is there any way you could go 30 days without
I don't think
complaining?
my wife could go 30 minutes.
Yeah. Oh,
I saw a thing that said you should try and go 7 days without saying anything negative.
There's no
No
way.
way.
There's no way. I'm telling you right now, and not even being like negative all the time. You would mess up. Like you could stop yourself maybe, but you're definitely going to be like, what is it? All right, never mind.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But that's the thing. It's the effort to try. So even
guess, yeah.
like you can make, but they say like it changes your mindset and it changes your perception of yourself and life, and it actually helps you in the long run.
Oh, I'm sure. Yeah, you're training yourself to do that. The person who came up with the idea said it's a way to shift your perspective from all the whining and moaning and negativity to be more positive.
I consider myself to be a very positive person. I feel like a lot of the negative things I say are out of habit. Which I don't know. My stomach's not feeling great. My stomach feels fine. I just don't feel. I feel like I don't know.
I feel like sometimes it rests on my shoulders to let people know how dumb they are. You know what I mean?
Oh, yeah.
Like, and I
No.
feel, but Carmen, I feel like I'm helping you because now whenever you run into that person,
Yes.
they're not going to come up and breathe in your face, or they're not going to come up and
Stroke
try and
your
tickle
hair.
you, or you know what I mean? Like just all the different things that
Yeah.
people do. And I go, stop. What are you doing?
And I do understand that, but there is a line. Like I saw this one thing and it really made me think of how you talk to people or something. And it's basically if they can't fix it within 5 seconds, you shouldn't tell them. You know what I mean? Because
No, like what? What do you mean?
so like let's say like you have something in your teeth, right?
Oh, yeah.
And I tell you because you can fix it. You could look in a mirror, you can take it out. But if you have bad breath or a pimple or something that you can't fix within 5 seconds of me telling you, then all I'm doing is making you self-conscious of that thing for the rest of the day.
Like I
So
did to
it's
Johnny
mo-
B.
So that's rude. But if you have someone with bad breath and you have gum and you say, "Hey, would you like some gum?" and they say, "No, thank you," and you go, "I think you really do."
Oh.
That's helpful. But that's fixing that problem. But if you can't fix a problem within 5 seconds of you telling that person, then you're just being rude.
I feel like you really have a good friend when they tell you your breath stinks.
Oh,
but
yeah.
also it's a terrible feeling. You're like, I don't like. I feel like I've done something wrong.
Yeah.
You know, you're like, oh my god, I'm so sorry.
A 19-year-old in Wisconsin is facing arson charges for setting fire to his congressman's office because he was angry about what? What was he angry about that he went and set fire to the congressman's office?
TikTok.
You're goddamn right, Joe.
Oh, really?
He was angry because TikTok was banned. He set the fire about 3 hours after TikTok temporarily went dark.
Oh man, but he felt dumb, huh?
Yeah. Oh, it's back? I'm sorry about that.
Did you see there were people calling 911
Oh,
to say that TikTok was down?
Ugh.
Yeah, people lost their. What a social experiment! Like people lost their minds.
I'm sure.
And it wasn't even gone for 24 hours.
Now, granted, I know I'm old, but I'm glad that it didn't affect me
Yeah.
at all. But I did think about all those people who are making a living off it,
Yeah.
and how that must suck for them.
Speaking of social experiments, a study on contagious urination found it happens to chimps too. When
What
one
is that?
chimp,
Okay, yeah.
when one chimp sees another chimp pee, it makes them need to go. Researchers think it could be an evolutionary thing to promote social bonding. They compared it to how people, especially women, sometimes go to the bathroom together. Carmen, you monkey.
Wait a minute.
I don't know. I last thing I want to talk about is having to pee.
You still got problems?
Problems.
Yeah.
Oh no.
Yeah.
You're having to go, or you're thinking you're having to go, but you don't
Feeling
actually
like I
have to go.
and I don't have to go.
Are you taking the Flomax or whatever?
I'm
What were you
taking-
prescribed?
I'm taking a what do you call it? When you're sick,
diuretic?
They give you, no, they give you a
Antibiotic?
antibiotic. Thank God, I couldn't get it out. Yeah, I'm taking an antibiotic, and I don't really know. I feel like it's working a little bit, but not enough. Yeah.
Well, good luck.
I thought the teledoctor fixed things.
Well, he gave me the antibiotic. We'll see
Right.
if it was working, but I still have the feeling, so we'll see.
How about this to get you excited for the next Mission Impossible movie? The director of the new Mission Impossible movie says the movie contains, quote, the most difficult thing they have ever filmed for the franchise.
Listen, Tom Cruise went off that mountain. He was on the side of an airplane.
Yeah.
He had to climb that building in Dubai. I don't know what else they can do.
Well, this is the most difficult thing they've ever filmed for the franchise, they say.
So I've watched all of those movies again recently, from the first one all the way up over the Christmas break. I watched them all because the channels just show them over and over again. And I'm dying to see that next part of this.
Yeah, for sure.
It's really. I finally watched it while I stayed awake for the whole thing, so I get it now. I know who killed who and who's alive and who's not. So I'm very excited. Did they say when it's coming out?
No. I would like to take this time to apologize.
To whom?
Somebody died. And I was listening to their music the day
Oh,
before
no.
and talking about how much I liked them in one of their other bands because they were in quite a few different bands.
I know who you're talking about.
Guitarist John Sykes of Thin Lizzy, Whitesnake, Blue Murder, Tigers of Pantang. He died. He lost his battle with cancer. He was 65 years old.
Tigers of Pantang?
Yeah.
What is that?
Oh, they're big on like the British metal wave that influenced a lot of people.
But who says to the other guys, why don't we call ourselves the Tigers of Pantang? And that's pretty good.
But remember we talked about this because that's any band. Like think of any band name. Just name a band.
Pitbull Toddler.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? But like even like Guns N' Roses. Guns N' Roses. Oh yeah, because like one's beautiful and the other one destroys stuff. Like,
but I thought that was because of Tracy Guns and Axl Rose.
Right. But that's not their real names, but they came up with that stuff. But also like imagine any singer coming in and saying that they want to name the band.
Yeah, but like I don't know. If I had to name a band now, like a real rock and roll band, I would try to keep it simple. I would probably keep it simple. And
but I mean, look at the other band, Whitesnake.
Yeah,
what are you talking
awful
about?
too.
Were you talking about your dong?
Yeah,
Thin Lizzy.
Yeah, that's terrible. That's
Steely
terrible.
Dan.
Steely Dan's awful.
Metallica.
Yeah, but then you have
we're metal, but
Metallica. I think is great because they came up with the word.
Yes, but not at first.
No.
I'm sure people were like Metallica.
Yeah.
So like metallic, like sparkly, but A on the end. That's,
yeah.
You know what I mean? Like any band name you could do. The Beatles, but we spell it beat.
That's awful. That's an awful name. Yeah, I
Led
mean,
Zeppelin.
No one ever associates Beatles with the Bugs. You ever notice that?
No,
you never see a combination of you never see a picture of a Beatle
spelled different.
I know, but I'm just saying you never get it. Yeah, Whitesnake's pretty terrible too.
There's a lot.
Pearl
if
Jam,
you just
Pearl
do,
Jam's pretty awful.
Van Halen, Dokken, like if you're named
Last
after,
names,
that's you can't really argue with
Tigers
that.
of Pantang is an extra step.
That's cool though.
No, it's not.
I like it. And by the way, Tigers is spelled.
Did you have it on your denim jacket?
It's spelled with a Y. You're goddamn right. I did.
Right.
Spelled with a Y. REM singer Michael Stipe is calling for a boycott of Meta to protest their part in quote helping advance the far right in America. Shut up.
Thanks, Michael Stipe.
Yeah.
It was crazy to see all the like most powerful tech people all together.
Yeah.
I'm like the amount of money and influence on the stage at one time is crazy.
So Zuckerberg, Bezos, and Musk together.
Oh, and Tim, what's his face from Apple?
Apple and
yeah, but I don't consider him like in the same category as them.
Oh,
he's the head of Apple.
He's the CEO, but he's in there after. You know what I mean? Like
but
those
he's
guys,
worth hundreds of millions.
But those guys started their things. You know what I mean? That's why I consider them. To be more.
But still, as far as control and power, he's up there.
Listen, he's very rich and very powerful, but those guys are the guys.
Yeah.
Also, the CEO of Google was there. The CEO of TikTok was there, all on stage. Basically, any social media is crazy. The amount of money on the stage is nuts.
But I mean, also think about where we were 4 years ago, 8 years ago, and their stance on those sort of things and how this is all going to change now.
Yeah.
Now it's crazy.
So we were talking Toto going to be on tour, coming with Christopher Cross, going to be playing. Steve Lukather, the guitar player from Toto, doesn't think that Rivers Cuomo likes the song Africa.
Oh, who doesn't love that song?
Even though Weezer covered it in 2018, remember?
So that was 2018?
Yeah, isn't that crazy?
Are you serious?
Yeah.
I was waiting for you to say last year.
Steve says, quote, I tried to reach out to this guy and be friendly. Then it just got weird. He said he wouldn't go into describing what happened and stuff. It just got weird.
I think just Rivers Cuomo is weird.
Probably.
Yeah. I don't think that I mean, look at Weezer. Weezer seems like an odd band. I love Steve Lukather and was
so good.
He's on my list of people that I would love to interview.
Oh yeah.
And I don't feel like maybe we can get that opportunity when they're in town, but he's always touring. He's always doing stuff, but I would love to have him on the show.
It's funny because Toto individually played on so many different albums. Like those guys, because that's where they really started, was they were all session guys. They would all do stuff, and they're like, we should put a band together, and then they became Toto and did that. But the Picaro brothers, they were all in there, and Steve Lukather, and it's amazing because they would never be popular now. Like if they came out now, even though all the great songs and stuff and everything, because they were all so ugly and weird looking.
That's true.
You know what I mean?
Although ugly and weird kind of works now, but yeah, I get you. I never knew what they looked like for years.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
When they weren't on MTV.
Right.
And
You just hear it on the radio and you're like, this is great, whatever. Yeah. And then you see those guys and you're like, what is going on?
Yeah.
So
And even Steve Lukather with the hair and all that stuff. But I want to talk to him about playing on Thriller. They were the band for Michael Jackson,
and he really changed a lot of those songs.
Oh yeah,
he talks about that, how they had this, and and then they were like, we need to lighten this up, whatever. And he came up with little things, and they're like, yeah, do that. And then also he would be like, you just keep repeating this. What if we changed an octave and did that? And it makes the song so different because he's such a good songwriter.
Did you see also Rob Lowe said he was so coked up in the 80s that he cut a demo with Toto?
Oh really?
Yeah.
No, I didn't see that.
Did you guys see this?
I did.
Here we go, Bone fam. The Bone Bonus. Sponsored by Anajar and Levine. Accident Attorneys. Call 1-800-747-FREE.
That's 1-800-747-3733.
This hour's Bone Bonus keyword is...
dream. This hour's keyword is dream.
I had a
dream.
Oh.
DREAM. Head over to the 1025 The Bone app now and enter dream before 30 minutes past the top of the hour, and that $1,000 Bone Bonus could be yours.
Quick. Best song with the word dream in it.
Supertramp.
Sweet Dreams.
Dreamer.
Yeah.
I don't
Ain't
know.
nothing but a dreamer.
Oh, I was thinking Dreamweaver.
Yeah.
Oh,
I don't know your song, Joe.
I like Sweet Dreams too, though.
Sweet dreams are made of these. Yeah. Which version?
Oh, I like your rhythmics better.
Me too.
Yeah.
I mean, it worked for Marilyn
It
Manson
was
because
good.
it was creepy
It was
enough
good,
for
yeah.
him to do, but yeah, I liked it better with your rhythmics.
Yeah. Well, there you go. That's your keyword. Get it in there, and good luck, everybody. Finally, in news, will Donald Trump be a badass president?
Yes.
We'll see. Probably. But I have a list of the 13 most badass movie presidents.
Oh, all right. Save that. We'll take a break. We'll come back to that.
Start thinking about all the different people that
No.
played, president in different movies and stuff, and specific ones.
I know number one. If it's not that, this list is garbage.
I feel like you probably do,
Yeah.
and you're right.
yes.
I know, but I have a different number one. I mean, I don't know. It may be the same, but I know who I think should be number
My
one.
number one is the number one.
Yeah?
Well,
Yeah?
we're talking movie, right? Not TV?
Movie.
Okay.
Movie.
All right.
Badass president in a movie. Start thinking about it now. I got the top 13 here.
All right. Mike Calta Show, good morning.
Yeah, you were talking about the Beatles, and you don't see a bug associated with the Beatles. It's BEAT,
Yeah,
you
no
goddamn
kidding.
dummy.
No kidding, you moron. Didn't you hear us say that when we said it?
Man.
You really
Thanks
got
for
him.
helping.
You really
Idiot.
got him.
Mike Calta Show, good morning.
Good morning. How you doing, Fred?
Good. What's happening?
Dream.
Yeah, cool. I'm not explaining it.
You
anymore.
win!
Yeah.
Hey.
I'm surprised that you don't see a Beatle associated with the Beatles album. I get that it's spelled differently, as we pointed out, as I said that before.
Right.
But I'm just saying, like, it's weird that they never released like some sort of Beatles logo on a Beatle. You know what I mean? Like, you never see the association between the two.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's fine. It's like if you call the band Bananas, you're eventually going to see a banana somewhere, and you don't see one.
You would think.
White Snake never had a white snake.
Yes, they did.
Oh, they did.
Yeah.
What about Tiger? Tiger's a Pantang. Did they have a Pantang tiger?
And there was a tiger. Was their logo? Yeah.
What is Pantang? A place in China? Japan?
Maybe.
Alt new. All right, we got to take a break. When we come back, we'll talk about the list of toughest movie presidents next. It's the Mike Calta Show. This is 102.5 The Bone. On Friday, I made plans to go to Plant City. This guy went to Plant City.
Oh, how about that?
Followed through with my plans.
How was the secret?
Not so secret.
No.
So, do you know where it is? No, you probably have no idea what I'm
No.
talking about. It's a Propagation Whiskey Bar, is what it's called.
Okay.
And when I went to Sheriff Chad Cronister's clay shoot, I met a gentleman out there, and he said that he wanted the band to come play. He bought the old Big Dogs in Plant City. We played Big Dogs.
That was the place with the pool out back, right?
It's funny you say that, Galvin, because I asked him, I said, there was a pool out here. And he said, no. I looked at Pete. I go, there was a pool. And Pete goes, that sounds familiar.
Yeah, 100%
I knew
there was a pool.
Right.
Yeah, 100% there was a pool.
Anyway.
I don't know whether it was theirs, but it was out back.
Right.
Whose ever was. And it was above ground.
So they bought the place, and it's beautiful now.
Okay.
Like, it's like before it was a pool table hangout bar, and now it's like really, really nice furniture, and food was great, and it was a really nice place. So we hung out there for a while. Iverson came and hung out with us. And then we went over to another place called 1916, I think, which was another bar.
Mm-hmm.
And that was fantastic. We went over there. I mean,
that's with Harrison Ford. And,
no, that's the Yellowstone spinoff you're thinking of.
I used to frequent there quite a bit.
You did, Carmen?
When I lived in Plant City, yeah.
There was a bartender there that had tremendous boobs. Was she there when you used to hang out there?
I'm sure, but again, this was, like 5-6 years ago.
Oh,
The old
There was
stomping
a
grounds.
yeah, there was a bartender there who used to date a guy who made pickles, and they would make homemade pickles.
Oh, no one gave me any pickles while I was there.
Not to interrupt your story, but real quick, pause. Carmen, did you see where they're putting cheese sticks in pickle jars?
I saw that.
Yes, I was. Yes,
So
I did.
like mozzarella cheese sticks,
Yeah.
whatever. You when you're done with your dill pickles, whatever, you have the juice in there still, and you put the cheese sticks in there, in the brine and stuff.
Really?
And let it sit for a couple days, and then you got cheesy pickles.
It looks good.
Listen, when Bobby and Kelly and I were at our fattest, we went to Hooters, and on our way over there, somebody said, "You know what you should get? Mozzarella stick tossed in the wings in the Hooters."
Yep.
wings."
Oh, yeah.
You do that?
Yeah.
Yeah. I think Carmen, it might have been you.
Yeah,
I think
they
Spanish used to say that because he would get the onion rings in the wing sauce. Yeah.
well, he would get it, but yeah, they can toss anything in their sauce.
Yeah. Well, anyway, Plant City was good to us. We didn't. It was basically just four of us. It was Pete and the chick and Iverson and me, and we just hung out and drank a lot.
Yeah. How's
it was a
Iverson
good
doing?
time. He's great.
Yeah.
He's down like 100 pounds.
Oh, good for
Yeah,
him.
he's skinny.
Yeah, I haven't seen him for a long
Yeah,
time.
yeah, it was good. We had a good time catching up and hanging out there, and I was very surprised that I followed through with my whole plans.
Speaking of good food, guess where I ate?
Olive
Where
Garden.
did you eat?
A place that the King of Tampa Bay has involvement in.
Tyson, yeah.
Yeah.
Boulan?
Yeah.
Mm,
Really good. Really good.
yeah. Yeah, I bet it was great. I mean, he brought food in here from here one time.
It was
great, yeah.
really good. Yeah.
It's like Mediterranean, right?
No, it's French.
Oh, okay, easy guy. I don't know. I've never been there.
All right.
Idiot.
Yeah, God.
Well, you don't need to be Columbo to figure it out from the name.
It was
Spelled
Boulan.
BEAT.
What?
Beatles.
Dumb.
Oh, sorry, Joe.
Yeah.
Sorry. I get it.
Wow.
Wait a second. So wait, there was something else I wanted to tell you.
Plant City.
Damn it, Plant City.
Big Dogs. Iverson.
Big dog. Oh, big dogs. Yeah. So anyway, they have a spot out there for us to play. They have but they don't have. They took the stage down, but it's because it's a little classier now. I can't see us out there melting faces at the Propagation Whiskey Bar, but I would check that place out if you're in Plant City. It was really good.
All right. Here are the 13 most badass movie presidents. All right. So when you think about different movies that had a president in there, was he fighting? Was he doing something cool? Was he badass?
Well, let's start with who we both think is number one.
Gio thinks he knows who number one is. I think he might be right.
I had a number one, but now I'm
Oh,
wavering on the number one because I thought of another possible number one.
All right. So who are you going with? I can. There can only be one number one.
The first number one that came to mind was Bill Pullman in Independence Day when he gives the speech.
Today is our Independence Day.
Phenomenal speech. The whole world's fighting to survive. It's fantastic.
I also was thinking of that guy.
No. President Camacho.
Bill Pullman, a.k.a. Thomas J. Whitmore.
Yeah.
President Thomas J. Whitmore from Independence Day, 1996. Number two.
Oh!
Number two.
I know number one.
Joe, you say President Camacho from what was that? Idiocracy. Yeah. Not in the top 13, surprisingly, which is crazy because he was a former professional wrestler.
How about Get Off My Plane?
Yep.
Get off my plane. President John Marshall, played by Harrison Ford in Air Force One, 1997. Number one.
Yeah.
Right.
Number one.
That's
what I immediately thought.
I thought of that during the break.
Yeah.
If you're beating up Gary Oldman,
Yeah.
you're somebody.
That may be one of the greatest lines in the fighting and stuff because they didn't make him like super badass either.
No.
They made him smart and he got to jump on him and did some good stuff, whatever. But the get off my plane and then that was so good. Loved it. Yeah, that is number one. What do you think of some of the other ones?
Jeez, I mean those are.
I got to tell you, it's pretty easy to figure out some of these.
What about President Dave from Dave?
Nope, Dave. Dave is
great
not
president.
He wasn't very badass though.
It's not great president.
Yeah.
It's badass president.
When he says, "Stop smiling like that, you look like a prick." That's
All
great.
right, how about Abe Lincoln, Vampire Killer?
No, that is not.
I mean,
That
was
should be
pretty
there for
tough,
sure.
Yeah.
Not in there.
Presidents.
I could
is Harrison Ford as the in the Red Hulk.
Well, that hasn't come out yet.
Yeah,
So,
all right.
Anybody excited about that?
No.
Well, I mean, it looks like it's. I need to know the story. How is there another Hulk?
I don't think.
And why is he red?
And how did he become president?
Yeah.
I don't think. What's Anthony Mackie? He's not like.
You don't think he can carry a movie?
A leading guy to me.
But there's other superheroes in it, which leads me to believe that it could be okay.
I always said Anthony Mackie was. They couldn't get Will Smith.
Yeah.
They got Anthony Mackie.
He's not bad. He's
The
not a
stale
leading guy
Prince
to me.
of Bel-Air.
Yeah, it's because it's kind of like that other guy that does the Lowe's voiceover. If they couldn't get Matthew McConaughey, they get that guy.
Yeah.
You know, We Are Marshall or whatever the hell. President Charlotte Field, played by Charlize Theron in Long Shot. Did anybody ever see that Long Shot with her and Seth
That's
Rogen?
a really good movie.
It's a good movie.
Yeah, it's funny.
They knew each other in high school.
Yeah.
And then she becomes president, and he meets up with her, and they kind of like hook up. And
Yeah,
stuff.
but how can a woman president be badass?
Yeah, I don't remember. I don't know why she was badass.
I don't know why
remember.
she was badass.
Yeah.
She really wasn't badass.
If we're leaving out Dave, we have to leave out the woman.
Yeah.
One of my favorite movies from the 80s that I loved and think that they should totally remake. Like all the movies that I go, they shouldn't. Why are they remaking stuff? This makes sense to remake now. The president, played by Eddie Albert in Dreamscape.
Oh yeah,
Dreamscape.
You love the idea of Dreamscape.
Yeah, with Dennis Quaid, and he goes.
But they made it Inception.
Yeah, Inception. Yeah, that was the thing. This was 1984, and they were doing like psychic abilities and telepathy and all that type of stuff. And then they started training them to be able to go into other people's dreams, because if you die in your dream, you die in real life. So then he had to protect the president in his dream, and so it was a good movie. It was really
Is that real? If you die in your dream, you die in real life?
No.
I mean, how do we know?
Well, have you ever fallen and you wake up right before you hit the ground? You know?
Yeah,
Or
I never
have you ever
fall.
die?
I'm always on a roller coaster or in a car. I never actually fall.
Oh, you never do the kick and
Yeah,
wake
yeah,
up?
I do, but it's because I'm going down. But do you know that when I dream that I'm going up a hill in a car and I go down, I get the same feeling that I do in a roller coaster.
Oh, yeah.
Like that tight stomach feel.
Yeah. President John Harker from Escape from New York.
Okay, I don't really remember that.
President Thomas Wilson, played by Danny Glover in 2012. Didn't you see that? Was that the one with John Cusack where he was driving the limo around and stuff?
That's stupid.
The president, played by Jonathan Pryce in G.I. Joe Retaliation.
Oh, get out of here.
Yeah, some of these I don't know what the hell. President William Allen Moore, played by Samuel L. Jackson in Big Game 2014.
No.
Now we're into the ones that make a lot more sense. President Tom Beck, played by Morgan Freeman in Deep Impact.
Yes, that I'll give you. All right, I'll answer your question first.
President Benjamin.
I got to be honest. That was pretty.
That
good.
was really
That
good.
one was a good one.
Yeah.
I'll call on you.
Nah,
No, Forrest
you
Gump.
should've
Yeah, Forrest Gump.
left it alone.
President Benjamin Asher, played by Aaron Eckhart in Olympus Has Fallen.
Okay.
That was good. That was pretty good, because there's a scene where he's getting punched in the face and he won't give up the codes and stuff. And then
Yeah.
they're going to kill one of the ladies and he's looking at her like, I gotta let you can't live. And, it's pretty good. President James Dale. Anybody remember President James Dale?
Yes.
1996.
I do know this.
I feel like, Joe, this is one of your favorite movies for some reason. Or like you like this movie. President James Dale.
I know you're going to say it. I'm going to know.
Played by?
Kevin Kline. No, not Kevin Kline. I don't know.
Jack Nicholson. Mars Attack.
Yes.
Oh,
I
Mars
knew it
Attack.
as soon as you said Jack.
Yeah. Number 4 is I'm sorry. You had number 4. You did it. I didn't see it here. President Abraham Lincoln, played by Benjamin Walker.
Oh, see?
Yeah.
Abraham Lincoln, Vampire Hunter.
There you go.
That's got to be top 5 for sure.
For badass president. So, yeah.
Now we're in the top 3. Number 3, badass President James Sawyer, played by Jamie Foxx in White House Down. So White House Down,
Is
and then
Olympus
Olympus
Has
Fallen,
Fallen,
all
yeah.
that stuff. Yeah.
Yeah.
So because they're always doing all that different
Did
stuff.
President Scroob from Spaceballs make the list?
No, not on there. Number 2 was Bill Pullman from Independence Day, Thomas J. Whitmore, and President John Marshall, played by Harrison Ford, 1997, Air Force One, tops the list of the most badass movie presidents.
Did you see? I watched when Trump walked into the it was the third inauguration ball, the third party that they showed where he was walking down the stairs, and people were like trying to like touch him and high five him, and security was like cutting hands down. Yeah, it was pretty.
Yeah.
They were very on top of things. And then I fell asleep for this part, but I guess he was dancing with a sword last night. And they said that made Secret Service very nervous.
I didn't see that.
Yeah, I didn't see it either, but I saw highlights of it.
I remember
morning.
Obama saying that living in the bubble of the Secret Service is the most difficult thing when you're just getting used to that.
I'm sure.
Being just like
somebody always around. No.
Yeah.
I think I would love it. Because Galvin, I feel like I'd sleep at night like nothing's going to happen.
JD Vance said the same thing, that it was really tough to get used to, like somebody who's always with you at all times.
I don't think I'd have a problem with that.
You know what the funny thing is, though? Because I get all of my...
Plus, I always have Joe with me.
I get all of my political stuff from watching West Wing. Whenever one of the guys was running for president, and that was part of the thing, whenever his wife was like, this is so much, whatever, they stopped his brother. His brother couldn't even come down the block because they had to vet him and do all the different stuff. Their neighbors were like, so this is how we live now. We have all this stuff all over our streets and everything. Like, we can't get away from this.
I think when Obama did the coffee in cars with Seinfeld, that's when he was talking about how they took my cell phone, they took my BlackBerry, and it was just weird.
What do you mean they took your cell phone?
They take all that stuff. You can't have civilian stuff.
Oh, that would stink.
Yeah, because everything's public record.
Yeah. I didn't even think about that.
Yeah.
Oh, that would probably be the toughest part.
Yeah, I think Obama was saying having his BlackBerry taken away was a big thing for him.
Sure, because how do you have any communication with people that's private?
You don't.
Yeah.
By the way, that was his nickname in college, BlackBerry.
I remember that.
Come on, Barack Obama, BlackBerry. That was pretty good.
You see him, Michelle are not divorced or arguing divorced, and then his picture on her birthday, they're like across from the table.
Yeah, didn't she look sick?
In
that picture, I looked to me like she had the cancer.
Oh,
I didn't think so.
That was what my prediction was, that they're not getting divorced, that she's sick and they don't want to talk about it.
And then I read that Barack Obama was maybe dating Jennifer Aniston instead. A lot of weird stuff floating around this weekend. Yeah,
I saw a very interesting AI video that had the picture of them holding hands across the table. And then it was video of that afterwards, and she pulls her arm away and takes off her shirt, and she's got a man's chest.
Yeah.
A lot of those rumors going around.
Oh, I know. That's ridiculous.
Mike
Calta Show, good morning.
Hey, good morning. I just want to let y'all know, y'all were talking about rice earlier, and I work for a transportation company locally,
right?
And we deal with rice. We have 53-foot trailers with 26 2,000-pound bags of rice.
Now, just a side note, sir, before I was in radio, I worked at a warehouse, and part of my thing was to unload giant trucks of rice, like you're talking about.
Okay, so like the big bags that they come in, right?
Yeah. They're the size of like the long pillows.
Exactly, yeah. So we fumigate those with poison. I don't know what it is. But there's signs on the front and the back of trailers, and the trailer is locked, and it just says deadly poison. And I was told that they don't wash the stuff off. All that is to kill the pesticides or the bugs inside, and then they just get filtered out, but the poison doesn't get washed off. So if you think eating rice is healthy for you, it's probably not.
Well, but here's the thing. I would imagine, and I could be wrong, sir, because I could just assume like you're assuming, but I would imagine it is a poison that it becomes ineffective after a little while. So if they fumigate the car that the rice is in, that after time goes, that it probably dissipates, and it's not as it's certainly not going to affect a human like it would infect an insect.
And like with other produce and other things that you bring into your home, if it's not like in a container or box, like you should wash it.
Yeah,
like I wash
Carmen
my
washes her rice.
Yeah, I wash it.
But do you think you think water's taking off the poison?
No, but a little bit.
I do know that this rice does go into bags, and it is sealed.
Yeah,
in bags afterwards.
I got some bad news
Thank
for
you, sir.
Almost everything you eat has poison on it.
Yeah. I mean, look, at some point,
But I know what
especially
he's
fruit,
saying,
you're getting your fruit, and your fruit is sprayed, it's painted, and all that
Good
other
luck
stuff.
washing an apple.
Just makes you stronger.
My wife gets mad at me when I do the grocery shopping because I don't know how to pick fruit. And then when she picks fruit, I go, what is better than this one? Look at this one. That one's brown. And I go, yeah. Do you know they're painting the other one? That's why it's that's literally why.
Salmon's not that color, right?
Salmon will tell you.
Yeah.
It has salmon that's dyed and salmon that's not dyed.
Right, yeah.
Why do you need dyed salmon?
Because you think that
It's
looks
more
appealing.
appetizing.
Yeah.
So weird.
Yeah.
So weird.
I saw a thing where they had bananas peeled and then wrapped in plastic. And it was like, they come with their own container. That's what the peel. Like, why would you peel it?
Why would you do that?
Yeah, I don't know.
I don't trust anybody to peel my banana.
No.
I need that banana to be peeled for me.
Sir, please do not peel
Do
my
not
banana.
peel my banana. Present me a fully wrapped banana.
Yeah.
800-771-1025. That's 800-771-1025.
I have a question.
Yes.
Has anybody been watching Unrivaled? Do you know
what is Unrivaled?
3-on-3 women's basketball?
Oh, no.
Can you bet on it?
I don't know, Carmen. Actually, I got to look and see whether they have it up there. But it's a lot of players from WNBA are playing.
The extent of my WNBA watching over the weekend was sweet. What's her name?
Caitlin Clark.
Caitlin Clark at the
With Taylor
game
Swift.
with
Yeah,
Taylor
with Taylor
Swift.
Swift.
Yeah.
No, so I guess the inaugural season already tipped off on the 17th, but it's weird because they have changed it up a little bit, the way that they play. It's not on a full basketball court. It's 3-on-3. So it's played on a 70-foot long, about 3/4 the length of the WNBA's 94-foot long court. The playing surface is 50 feet wide. That'll remain the same. So it's the same. It's just a little bit shorter and stuff. Instead of 10-minute quarters like the WNBA uses, they'll play 3 7-minute quarters, followed by a fourth quarter that utilizes the alum ending, or as the league is calling
aluminum.
the league is calling it winning score. The winning score will be determined by adding 11 points to the leading team's score after 3 quarters.
It's something the dumbest thing I've ever
What you
heard.
want to do with the new sport is try and make it super confusing. And then let ladies play it. Then the two teams will play an untimed fourth quarter to that target score. In the
Where is this?
What do you mean? Where is this?
Where is this happening?
ESPN, I think they're showing it. Or let me see where the different.
Is it not cornhole season?
Yeah, I don't know, but yeah, they're making it very confusing. But like Aaliyah Boston is playing, Natasha Cloud is playing, Nafisa Collier.
I remember there were some stories that people were wondering if Caitlin Clark was going to play,
right?
And then she wouldn't answer, and then decided not to.
Yeah. Well, they offered her like $1 million or something, and they were like, yeah, she laughed at that, and she was basically said like, I'm taking a break. I need to rest after my first professional season.
Did you see her in the box with Taylor Swift?
Yeah.
Did you see her like the clips of it, or did you watch from watching the game?
I think I saw just one clip of it.
I feel like Taylor Swift's annoying. Like I feel like Caitlin Clark. Like first of all, how do they know each other? Did Taylor Swift call her up and be like, "Hey, you're a strong woman. I'm a strong woman. We should be friends. Why don't you come to the game?"
I think just super famous people just all know each other.
But like, I would imagine Taylor
Freak-off?
Swift.
They met at a freak off party.
I think Taylor Swift reaches out to Caitlin Clark and invites her.
Yes.
Yeah, I would imagine. Yeah, because it's.
And then she kept talking to her during the game, and Caitlin Clark was like, "Ay."
Well, Caitlin Clark is probably much more of an actual sports fan.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
I don't know.
Where she's there for her boyfriend. Taylor Swift is. Caitlin Clark probably actually knows what's going on.
Yeah. I'm sure it's all calculated. Her people reached out to Taylor's people, and we're going to bring you to the box.
Strong women in the box.
But also,
You'll
I'm
be on
saying, like, if
TV.
you're an athlete and you're at the game, you're probably watching the game and you're interested, and then you got her yipping up, and you're like,
Yeah.
all right, shake it off.
Yeah.
But it's also Taylor Swift. You know what I mean? Like you're like, I'll take this. I'll take her yapping.
I would
and
take
the game.
I would
and,
take it
you know?
in a second. I wish she would invite me to a game. I'd go for sure. I'm just saying, Caitlin Clark just looked like she was out of place.
Yeah. How about this? So this 3-on-3 basketball.
You dying to talk about?
Well, I just thought this was interesting though. Is that the average salary is about $222,000 a year?
That's more than the players?
Seems
That's
like
more
a lot
than-
more than WNBA, and I don't think they're playing as long of a season and all the different,
So this is in addition to or a different league?
a different league.
So they get players to leave.
But
And
I
go
think
over
you're
to-
allowed to do both.
You could do both.
Yeah.
Yeah. You're allowed to
And
do both.
And I think this is what they're trying to do instead of the women going overseas. Because
Right.
most of them, like Brittany Griner, remember that whole ordeal?
Yep.
They go overseas to play because they make more over in that league as well than they do in the WNBA.
Sure.
So I think they're trying to come up with their own league here.
Is women's basketball popular overseas, or do they just have it like they do here?
I don't know.
Like obviously it became popular with Caitlin Clark and it was starting to catch on a little bit. But I was wondering if you're in France, are you going to watch a women's basketball like you would men's?
I can tell you, it's wild now. Back into watching men's basketball, watching the NBA. How many different countries have great players that play in the NBA?
Oh
now?
yeah.
You know what I mean?
They pluck them out,
right? But it used to be like there was two. There was like a French guy and a Croatian guy. And that was like
but once they got that, they were like, wait a
and
second.
all these different people started coming in. But it's become so popular, and I really think probably the big spark for that was the Dream Team with Jordan and Bird and all that, and playing in the Olympics, and that really sparked a lot.
Yeah,
of
but
that.
then there was that one Dream Team that was getting their ass kicked.
Yeah,
by other countries. It's
yeah,
like the second Dream Team. And you're like, oh boy, might be time to expand and try to find some new players from some different countries
because they caught on. Because they were playing, yeah. But some of the best players, actually, a lot of the best players in the NBA are foreign.
Oh yeah. So now where are we at now? There's football has 2 games left,
right?
3 games if you count the Super Bowl.
3
well,
total, yeah.
But three different games, yes, including the Super Bowl. Sorry, I meant 2 weeks, but 3 different games.
Yep.
Then hockey is still going on.
Hockey's going on,
and then NBA is going on.
NBA is.
And when's WNBA play?
WNBA doesn't start until I think May.
Do you think that hurts it? Maybe that they don't play at the same time as the men play.
I think that would hurt it.
Yeah, because nobody would watch it. You're right.
It's like May 16th is the first game.
Well, I have to tell you, if they suited up and had a women's football league, I'd watch it for a second. See how it goes. No, kind of like the WNBA.
They've done that though, the lingerie, and they tried the lingerie.
Lingerie.
But they tried to do it without the lingerie, and it still sucked.
Yeah. All right, my bad.
Yeah. I mean, the flag football's catching on though.
Is it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, they're putting it into high schools and
to play it.
It's going to be in the Olympics.
Yeah.
I want it. Yeah, I want it.
Too late for you.
I know. I don't know. I saw a woman in the league who plays on like the National League.
Yeah.
And she's in her 40s.
You got a strong arm, you can just be a pocket passer.
Exactly. That's what I do.
You're a rice maker.
I can do both.
You're a food prepper.
I can make food for my team.
Yeah. You're team mom now. You graduated from athlete to team mom.
No. Listen, I still work out.
Yeah, I didn't say you weren't in good shape. I'm just saying you're not athlete material. You never wear varsity material.
Oh, please. All right, I'll show you.
Mm-hmm.
Just wait. Okay, I got you. I see.
Wouldn't it be great if one day we go to Michigan and at her high school, it's just Carmen Awards everywhere. There's pictures of her in there.
Statue out front.
Yeah. How's your hot sister doing?
She's good.
You don't talk about her much.
Tight.
No.
You guys still fighting?
No.
Oh.
Yeah, you don't know how to control yourself.
Does she want to come on the cruise?
I think she should come on the cruise since the other one went on the cruise last year.
Makes sense.
That is an idea that you have, and you have terrible ideas.
Is Barb coming this year?
I know she wanted to, but I don't think so because I don't know. We haven't really talked about it.
Barb, why aren't you coming to this cruise this year?
No.
Oh, okay.
You shut down Barb. You shut
no more
down.
Barb.
Barb's over. No, sorry. I was reading something when you said that, and then I realized that it was my turn to talk.
I was trying to set it up for you.
Like, what is happening?
I appreciate it.
I airballed it.
Yeah.
Galvin have a stroke.
All right. Well, we'll miss you, Barb.
Yeah. R.I.P.
Fake Barb was way better than real Barb.
We are 92 days away.
Is that right?
I think so. I saw a countdown the other day that said 94, so I'm estimating 92, 91 days away from the cruise. So, I mean, let's be honest. It's going to be Super Bowl.
You're way off.
Oh.
We're 79 days.
Oh my God. Wow, it's even better.
Yeah.
We have Super Bowl broadcast the first week of February. Then we have St. Patrick's Day. In between there, I know we have the Grand Prix. I know Pipple Tyler's playing outdoor at the Grand Prix.
Oh, really?
Yeah. And then it's impossible to be down there during the Grand Prix and do anything.
This the St. Pete one?
Yeah. And then I don't know the details yet. I just know that we're playing down there on the first.
Okay.
And then that's it. Once St. Patrick's Day hits, then boom, and we got land cruise and regular cruise. We're ready to go.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Very excited.
Are you bringing your wife?
Oh.
Oh, sorry.
Yeah.
What are you talking about, Gio? Why would you ruin the whole cruise?
Oh, has she not gone on the pass?
Not in like 10 years.
Oh, okay.
That's not true.
My son's a new C blocker.
All right.
Yeah. But no, my wife
Gio,
hasn't gone in a long time, Carmen.
No, it's a couple years ago.
It wasn't that long.
I would say it's probably been 10 years since my wife went.
No.
Okay.
She went for your the 50th. Your whole family went.
My 50th.
Yeah, when we had the cruise, like for your 50th birthday, or like the 15th, maybe.
What is
No,
this,
because
19?
that was the year that I got off the cruise and left and went on a cruise with them.
No, but there was one where your whole family came. The one where you wore the orange sickle outfit.
Oh yeah, was my wife there for that?
I'm pretty sure, yeah. Oh, and I'm pretty sure that was last year or the year before because we did it like right on my birthday.
The year before COVID.
Yeah.
So a couple of years back.
Yeah.
Oh, all right. So maybe not as many.
So
Yeah,
not 10
it has
years.
not
5
been
years.
10 years.
By the
It
way,
feels like it.
By the
Wife
way,
years.
it's spelled BEAT.
in wife years, that's like 10 years. Yeah. She hasn't-
Gio, are you bringing your wife?
Yes. I think.
Love Jamie.
Carmen, are you bringing your boyfriend?
Of course.
Galvin, are you bringing your wife?
Yes.
Oh, Jesus.
Yeah.
Pap Pap?
We sorry, we love our significant others.
Pap Pap, you bringing old Sugarface?
Yes.
Oh,
Hey!
come on.
Couple table.
I'm sitting at a table with my number one best friend,
Yeah.
Bobby Kelly.
All right.
And that's it.
Enjoy it.
Oh, brother. Remember when this show used to be cool? I'm just kidding. I couldn't care who brings their wives or not. It's all your wives. Your girlfriend's new and nice and fun. Your wife,
Wow.
your wife is cool. Your wife doesn't like me,
No.
and
I get it.
your boyfriend's cool. So it doesn't really matter.
So my wife has a purse that has a banana handle.
Oh.
It's a banana and then the purse.
Of course.
Exactly. If I bought her that, she'd go, "You're an idiot." But she buys it and it's cool.
I know. I think if you bought that for your wife, she'd be like, "Oh,
So-
you know me."
She gets that. Coco sees it. Coco is my wife's crazy Asian friend. Coco sees it. Coco gets the same one.
Oh.
And I go, "Oh, Coco's biting off her
Yeah,
plate."
you can't get another. You can't have two girls in a banana
Is that
purse.
allowed?
My wife liked it. She thought that was funny. Coco couldn't fit her Tabasco sauce in her purse
Oh my!
that she carries with her everywhere she goes.
Right, but refuses to identify as Asian.
Right. So now she got another purse with a banana handle. So she has two purses that have banana.
Question:
Well,
where does someone get a purse with a banana handle?
who knows?
I mean, I would think Hot Topic.
I don't know.
Okay.
But my wife tells me this, and she goes, "So now Coco has two banana purses," and I go, "Coco's top banana."
Yeah.
Long way.
But-
Do you think Coco wants to go on the cruise?
Maybe. I think she would say yes and then not show up,
Oh.
Okay. All right.
or show up when we dock somewhere.
Now do I have to see if my wife wasn't to go on the cruise?
You don't have to.
No, I gotta hang out with Bobby.
Yeah.
She doesn't want to go on the cruise.
Nobody needs to know anything.
Oh, what does that mean?
I mean, she doesn't need to know that we're all bringing.
Oh, I don't. Look, I'm joking, but if she really wanted to go on the cruise, I'd be like, go for it. But I don't think she really cares.
Mm.
Or maybe she just wants you to invite her so she knows that you want her there.
She wants you to want her to go, whether she
Oh.
wants to go or not.
She wants you to ask her if she wants water. Don't just get her a glass of water. Ask her
I'm not good at that stuff.
if she wants a glass of
Hold
water.
on, let me-
I'm not gonna leave my wife behind.
Oh, shut up.
Your wife left behind.
so much. Hello.
Hi, you're live on the air.
Okay.
Question:
Okay.
Yeah.
Did you want to go on the cruise this year?
That's not how you ask.
No.
You don't want to go.
No.
All right, bye.
Oh.
Wow.
Man.
I learned that from Moneyball. I got the answer already. Let me hang up the phone.
Yeah, but you should have said, "Oh, I really
I
wanted
wish."
you to go."
No,
She's
no, no,
like,
no, 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 I don't want to change your mind.
No, you're not going to. That no was a hard no. If you would
Yeah.
have said, "Oh, I thought it would be fun if you went," and she would go, "No." And then you go,
Or-
"Okay, well, I asked."
If you ask her, like, I would like you to go on
Hello?
the cruise.
All right, wait a second. So I didn't mean to hang up so abruptly. These people are bringing their wives. That's why I wanted to extend the offer to you.
Who's people?
The people that I work with. Gio and Galvin and Pap Pap is bringing Sugarface.
Oh. When is it?
Not for a while. 74 days from now.
Long time.
Maybe.
Oh,
That's great.
I
Ew.
really want you to go.
No. You know what? No.
What? I feel like I feel like
Oh,
I didn't do anything. I called and offered it. I
No,
called and
you
said,
didn't
"Do you
call
want to
and
go?"
offer it.
Oh, no.
Can I get my own room?
No. Yes. Yeah. You should bring a friend.
Can I point
Perfect.
out the many things you
Hold
did
on.
wrong?
Yeah, I know I did. I have an
First off,
agenda.
listen to me. You
Yeah.
didn't offer it. You said you don't want to go on the cruise, do you? That's like, it's like Carmen. You're making decisions that she doesn't want to go to the Super Bowl. You're making decisions your wife doesn't want to go. If you would have said, "Hey, are you going to go on the cruise this year?" and she says no, the way she said
But
no,
we had
you-
those
listen to me.
questions.
Listen, but
Yeah.
you could have said, "Oh, I thought it would be
yeah.
fun if you would have went," and she already
'Cause
said
of
no, and
everybody
she would have said
else.
no. Yeah, and
Well,
then
then
you,
she didn't want to disappoint me, and she
but
would have been
then
like,
you
"All right,
off-
I'll go."
but
if
then you
really
would have
want
been
me to.
offered, and you would have been off the hook.
All
Now,
right, man, let's start again.
All right.
Hey, do you want to go on the cruise this year?
Yeah, I'd love to.
yeah.
I'd love to have you there.
Awesome. Can I get my own room?
Sure. You got jokes?
All right.
No,
Text me the
seriously.
dates.
Seriously, do you want to go on the cruise?
I don't know.
A lot of couples going.
A lot of couples seem to be
Couple
going.
stable.
Do they want to hang out with me?
Yes.
I mean, I'm going to hang out with Bobby, so
Mm-hmm.
It's a no
Is
from
Dawn
Mike.
gone?
no.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm just saying.
But everybody else is going? All the others?
I mean, Jenny is going, and Gio's wife's going.
Jamie is her name.
You know,
Jamie,
Yeah.
still don't know her
Mhm.
name.
Chadley, and Sugarface.
Jenny, Jamie, Chad, Christy.
Yeah,
I mean, it seems like
you know her.
I should.
Well, think about it. You don't have to make any rash decisions right now.
But honestly, can you just tell me when it is?
Listen, if I knew, I would have given you the date.
April
already.
10th.
74 days
You know
from now.
it's
Figure it out.
74 days, but
Yeah.
you don't know what the date is.
Yeah, it's
All right.
April 10th, Galvin said.
April 10th. And it's 79 days.
You're probably busy.
I'm going to check my
she's
calendar.
working. She's got a lot of clients.
The volleyball that weekend.
That's why she makes plans now. She could
Hmm.
keep the calendar open.
How's your weekend looking?
I didn't look yet.
Oh, all right. Well, get back to me.
Yeah, I will.
All right. Love you.
Yep.
Yep.
Bye. See, the first call was right. The first call when I
you
just
blew
said
it.
no and hung
You
up.
blew it.
You made me call back. You peer pressured me.
You blew it, though. You don't know how to negotiate.
Oh, you don't know my wife.
Mm.
You don't know my wife. If I start saying to her,
We know your wife.
if I start saying to my wife, "You sure you should think about it? You might want to come." That's when she's like, "Oh, he wants me to go, even though I don't want to go. I'll go." And then now I've cornered myself.
Well, since you know your wife so well, why don't you get her the same bracelet for the third time in a row? As
It's
an
only
apology?
two times.
Yeah.
It's only 2 times.
No, I know. I'm saying if you got it again, it'd be a third time.
Do you know I did buy her a bracelet for Christmas this year?
Ah.
And I had to make them check the system to make sure it wasn't the same one I bought before.
That's thoughtful, though, that you thought to check.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I bought her this bracelet and it was really nice. And then she never wore it. So I went next year and I saw the bracelet again. I was like, "Oh, that's really nice. Like, I feel like I looked at this before and I bought it for her. And turned out I did buy her the same bracelet 2 years in a row.
That's not your fault.
Right. And then it was her fault for not wearing it.
Right.
And then this year, I went to the Golden Diamond Source and they had a bracelet, Carmen. It's like a diamond bracelet, but it's flexible. It bends. You know what I'm talking about?
Okay.
It's like it's more of a casual bracelet than like a tennis bracelet,
Okay.
and it's flexible. I don't know. It was. She showed me like bends in all directions, so you can't break. So it was more of a casual thing. So I got her that.
Okay. Nice.
Yeah.
So you got her something that she wanted.
No, I picked that out. I picked it out, Carmen.
Okay.
For the
okay.
girl that doesn't wear bracelets.
Yeah.
No, she does. She didn't like to wear the tennis bracelet because it was like kind of like a thing you'd wear to a fancy place. It
Mhm.
wasn't something you'd wear every day.
Mhm.
You know what I'm saying? And we didn't do a lot of fancy stuff.
Gotcha.
Not a lot of tennis being played.
We're more Federmans than we are Trumps.
By the way, Steve emailed me. Caitlin Clark was on the Kelsey Brothers podcast, and they invited her to the game.
Gotcha. Okay. Interesting. All right, we got to take a break. If you want to get through 800-771-1025, that's 800-771-1025, and Ask the Dom's going to be in to take your legal calls when we come back. So if you got a question for him, you can get on the line as well. It is the Mike Calta Show. This is 1025 The Bone. I believe we've got Dominic Ferriello coming into the studio.
He is here.
Dom, happy inauguration, post-inauguration day to you.
Thank you very much. Happy post-inauguration day as well.
I did not go, but I was invited at the last minute to the inauguration. But I feel like the invite that I would have had me outside in the cold a lot.
You know, I was invited as well, but I didn't know where the hell we were going. They had all these different events and parties.
Right.
And, you know, it was outside, then they had to move it inside. And then there's tons of different parties at different hotels and different things. And I just didn't want to deal with the aggravation of traveling up there. And then,
for that, it's 100% how I felt. I felt like I don't want to go there only to be in the Jerome party. Like if I would have went to the party and that party had Jake Paul and Mike Tyson and John Bones Jones, I would have been like, I'm in the right spot. But I have a feeling I would not have been in that celebrity party.
Yeah, I didn't know which one where I was. But at any rate, Boozer saved me because he had a tournament this weekend for the Gasparilla Cup. He was playing in a soccer tournament. So, you know,
I would rather stand out in the cold.
Well, I did the dad duties today, and I want to do a shout out if I could to Gio. His Secret Santa gift came in just beautifully this past weekend.
What was it? Only just 3 weeks after Christmas.
Oh, you don't remember? Oh, it was a very comfortable sideline chair.
Yes.
And it had,
yeah.
And I'm sitting there, and it had the cushion handrails, and
I thought it was just delivered. You're saying you finally got to use it.
No, we gave it to me in studio there, nice. And I took it, and I was sitting in there, and I'm like, you know what? This is a man that knows sports. This is a man that knows his attorney.
Dom, can I tell you that I'm having problems, I think, with my prostate right now?
I heard that.
I feel like I got to pee all the time.
I was listening to the show, and then I was listening to the replay of the show, so I heard it twice.
Yeah, and you know what? What makes it worse is having to sit on bleachers all weekend. I had to sit on metal bleachers when my daughter's horrible volleyball team played volleyball on a tournament this weekend. So I wish I would have had a nice little comfy chair on my butt instead of.
Any pressure like that is uncomfortable. So, yeah, I sympathize.
Constantly felt like I had to pee the whole day.
I do have two. Gio gave me 2 chairs. And Pumpkins was with a Gabby this weekend. They were actually in Gasper, the kids' parade for with St. John's. They were on the float while Dom and I were at the game. So I've got a second chair, Mike, if you want to sit with me.
No, I appreciate that. I have a comfy chair. Just this was a bleacher appropriate event. Yeah.
They make bleacher chairs.
I know, Carmen, and nothing is more rude than a family that sets up their bleacher chair or trying to sit next to you. I mean, I was like, each bleacher chair is the size of 2 chairs. I'm like, really, you need that? I mean, come on. They're strapping it to the bleachers. It's also different if you're doing it at a football game because you're sitting there for 2 hours. These kids' games last about 40 minutes.
Right, but also you're there all day because you're not just there for one game.
I know, but you know, listen to how ridiculous this is. You know how a volleyball is set up on teams on either side of the net. They have bleachers on either side of the net, and then after the game, the parents switch sides. I'm like, it's right here. Yeah. It's right here. You can see it from both sides. I'm not moving.
That's too much.
And then they get up and they go, the parents, and they put their hands out, and the kids run around, and they clap the parents' hands. I said to the other parents, they need to play better before I do that. The only time I got up there was when they won the game. When they won the game, I go, all right, they deserve it.
You never get in the high five line?
No, they didn't. They don't deserve high fives. They're playing terribly.
All right.
Kind of.
And I don't want to high five my dad. Like, ugh.
It's a low five, to be honest with you.
They do that in soccer. They don't do it in football. You can't do it in hockey because you're outside of the glass.
Right.
But in soccer, the kids will run by and they'll high five all the parents along the sidelines, and you're only on one side, and the coaches are on the other. But it's unique for that sport. I don't see it. They sure as hell don't do it in baseball.
No.
And in baseball, after a contentious game, I mean, you might have a brawl.
Yeah. A bunch of kids walking around with bats.
I mean, anybody high-fiving anybody. That's why I'm retired from baseball.
Plus, imagine how nice it is when you're in the air-conditioned volleyball tournament, just thinking about how miserable you soccer parents are outside.
Let me tell you this: in with hockey with Boozer, he starts rec league again this weekend. You're always inside. Obviously, it's always chilly because of the ice, and there's always a bar. So it's really
Gio knows.
Yeah, it's the best. Spectator sport.
My kids don't play hockey, but I still go to that bar.
It's fantastic. Gio, I'll text you when I'm up there.
Yeah.
And by the way, Dom's trained, Mike, I don't know if you know this, Dom trains with a lot of different coaches. You know who one of his newest coaches is recently? And
I do, yes.
Yeah, do you? So if everybody doesn't know, Pete's son, Jake, is training Booze, and the two of them have got one heck of a bond. Booze loves him.
He's a great player.
He is. So he's learning a lot of different tricks, and I can't wait to, show what he's got in this tournaments when he's playing. So at any rate, I just want to. I don't know if you knew that.
Yeah, no, I think that's great. So, all right, if you got a question for Dom, a legal question you want to get through, 800-771-1025. It's 800-771-1025. The lines are wide open. In all seriousness, I did watch all of the inauguration yesterday. I don't know how much you paid attention to it.
No, I didn't get a chance to watch much of it, but I did hear his speech, which was inside. I think they went inside to do it because of the temperature, and I thought it was 30 minutes, and then he had stuff right to sign before the parties. I think he went right to the office and started signing some executive orders.
Right to the office and signed a bunch of executive orders and explained what each one of them was, and took questions from the media, and then while he was there, Peter Ducey from Fox News asked him if Joe Biden had left him a letter, the presidential letter. And he said, I don't know. Let's look. And he opened the drawer, and there it was. He had the letter, and it said 47 on the envelope, and he put it in there. And they were trying to encourage him to open it up and read it right there, but he wouldn't do it. But I thought that would have been awesome.
Yeah. I don't think that he would do that because that's something between one president to the next.
But please, Gio said, what if you just open it up and it just said, "Dear Donald, F you, JB."
Well, that would have been fantastic for media purposes.
I mean, that would have been the greatest exit ever in the history of the presidency. "Dear Donald, go F yourself, JB."
Yeah.
And of course, you'd have to have a news guy in there for that. That would be perfect timing if they can do that. But we are well represented in Washington, obviously, with Pam Bondi
Pam Bondi, Marco Rubio, who else?
Ashley Moody.
Who's
now senator.
And then Ron DeSantis, who was a one-time opponent as they were running for president, is now I think going to be buddy. He's already referring to the Gulf of Mexico as the Gulf of America.
Yes, the Gulf of America, I think, is going to be another executive order or whatever he's going to do to change that. Globe makers are excited. They haven't changed the globe in a long time.
All right.
If you think about that, I mean, how often do you change a globe?
If you are in the Rand McNally company, today is a day for you. That's funny, Dom. Yeah, seriously. I mean, can you imagine in our lifetime? What is in our lifetime we've seen countries be renamed, right? Like you had a couple of Kazakhstans that shot up there that were something else before, and one land was called this, and now it's called that. But really, you haven't seen a shift of power as far as land goes in my lifetime.
Well, I wouldn't change the globes just yet. I'd wait till what happens with Greenland first.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
That's what I'm saying. So Greenland, can you imagine if we wake up and all of a sudden the Gulf of America is here and then we are an American property of Greenland over there? I mean, that would be insane.
So when he gets those reserves, plus if we uses the national reserves that we have right now, that automatically is going to translate to lower gas prices at the pump.
Sure.
And then that can
drill, baby, drill.
Well, he said that in his speech, but that also can parlay into attacking the national deficit.
The national deficit because of the amount of the tariffs that'll be placed on the oil for the other countries that are going to use the oil, and a way to negotiate to get more jobs built, and more things to come and be built in America than another place. I mean, you can leverage so much stuff.
How about the ERS? You like that?
The ERS?
Yeah, the opposite of the IRS.
What? Yeah. Oh yeah, the ERS.
The external revenue service. Yep. I think is just fantastic because that originally was what the IRS was intended to do back in its inception, was to get the tariffs from foreign entities and to bring. But then it turned into taxation of its own people, which of course was ironic because that was the whole reason for the Boston Tea Party and the whole damn thing to start with in the first place.
So as you probably know, well, I don't know, Dom, I don't know how you pay. You probably pay your taxes quarterly. When I get my check, I have to pay my Social Security tax, and then after a while, you pay up to a certain point, and that caps off. And I can't wait till that caps off because then I get to keep more of my own money. But this week we got a bonus on our check. And they get that, they tax that at 40% plus the the Social Security money plus the regular. I mean, by the time my check got to me, it was, and then I got to pay that criminal, my agent Tony. I had to pay him his money. By the time I got the check, I had nothing left.
Well, do you have a corporation where they pay you, not necessarily Mike Calta, but maybe Mike Calta LLC?
I do, yes.
Okay, so that helps. And then to answer your question, I pay estimated taxes quarterly. So I anticipate, based on the prior year's revenue and how I'm looking this year on the same track with my accountant, and then that way I'm always ahead. And sometimes, every now and then there'll be an overage. Well, they'll send me a check, and I'll just say send it right back.
Yeah, keep it.
Roll it. Just keep it. Just let it
on
ride.
my tab.
Yeah, for the gamblers in the room, let it ride. That's how I do it. But yes, I have the LLC and the PA, and we've had a lot of different shows where I've talked with the listeners about how to set things up and protect yourself tax-wise. And with tax season around the corner, it's almost here. Not here just yet. I don't want to freak everybody out. We're still in January. But I'll have my CPA in a couple of weeks, and we'll do a segment with them. And like I do every year, help people out during that tax time.
There were so many years, Dom. I mean, the first time when I was a kid and I worked at a movie theater and Domino's Pizza and all that stuff, and I was able to do the 1040 EZ form by myself, I was so proud of myself. They said, subtract this line from that line, and if there's a positive number, you get money back. And I was so excited to get like $300 back. And then, years later, I would go to like an H&R Block or one of those places, and then finally, when I felt like I made enough money, I took it to a real accountant and realized how much I've been screwing myself so many times over the years by not going to an accountant earlier. You have no idea what the tax laws and the H&R Block people aren't accountants. They're just people in there plugging you into a formula that they have. So that's one of the big pieces of advice I would give young people is to absolutely seek out an accountant and let them do all your stuff from an early age.
That's excellent advice. Don't go to those the tax in a box type of situations, because they just run you through. You stack, packed, and racked in there. You get somebody that can kind of isolate, go through all of your deductions, help you create a company or an LLC or a corporate entity, and then you pay yourself through that, and then you can. A lot of people don't realize you can have even a very small company, but create a 401k, and the employer has a percentage and the employee has a percentage you can put in, even if you are the employee and employer.
Yep.
So, you just do it different times of the year. So it's really a neat thing that a lot of folks don't know about. But then that's less stress when you retire, because hey, I got a nice little nest egg plus whatever you're going to get from Social Security or everything else.
How much do you think things are going to be affected, and how soon with the new presidency? I mean, do you think we're going to see stuff? You think it's like people are hoping, like, oh, like today was, yesterday was the new savior is here?
Yeah, I think it depends on what it is that they're doing in the administration. I mean, already they've got folks going down to the border, the National Guard's going down there. So depending on what it is that you're talking about, they just fired, I think, the director of the National Guard yesterday. So there's some things that happen immediately by design, and there's other things that are going to take a minute, to kind of get into the system. So I think financially, it might be within that first 100 days that you're going to start seeing, okay, the price is going to, because you still have to move a lot of different things around and change the policies and different things in order for that to hit the markets.
I voted for Trump, and I wasn't sure that I was going to. I think some of the things he does is a little too ridiculous, but I think the bigger picture was that he will be better for the country, and for the sake of everybody involved, I hope that he is. I hope that this really works out, and I hope that that this country starts seeing an upturn tick. So we got long-winded. If you got a question for Dom, get it in now before we lose time. 800-771-1025. If you have a legal call for Dom, get it on the phone lines right now. What do you have coming up on the show tomorrow?
Fantastic show tomorrow, Mike. We have Chief Judge in Hillsborough County, Judge Christopher Sabella, is coming in studio. And so he's going to be in, and the dynamic of, well, how do you, one, become a judge, let alone how do you become chief judge, and what's the dynamic that happens in the courthouse, is really an insight on how that building works and operates on a day-to-day basis. And when you get a lot of your jury summons, his name is at the top, basically by default, because he is the chief judge. But you might know that name if you've ever been, subpoenaed for jury duty. He's going to be in studio talking about that. Jason Rogozinski is going to be in studio tomorrow helping me. I've got a hearing at 6 that I can't be at because my show now, as you know, starts at 7. But the hearing's in Pinellas, but we're representing some veterans. So Mr. Rogozinski is going to cover that for me graciously. He's going to do the hearing, then he's going to come right to the station about 7:30 to sit with me, Bill, and the judge, and kind of tell us how it went at the hearing in Pinellas representing veterans, and then we'll pick up with Judge Sabella. So real live action response from results in Pinellas to representing veterans to having the chief judge in, very interactive, and literally right live from court. So I'm really looking forward to tomorrow's show and providing that experience for the listeners of our station.
Good. All right. Listen to me. If you want to get through now. 800-771-1025. Jason, good morning. You're on Ask Dom. What do you got, Jason?
Hey, good morning, Mike, Dom.
What do you got, buddy?
We were at the tailgate party, me and the wife, and we were leaving. There's a hole in the road in the crosswalk, and my wife stepped right in, the whole foot and everything. She scraped her hands up and got a skin on her knee, ruined her pants. Now, is that something that I want to pursue, or should I just chalk that up as to be?
Oh, boo-hoo! She fell in a hole. Big deal.
Yeah, I mean, well, hopefully she's not injured significantly. Is it just scrapes, cuts, abrasions, or is there a fracture?
Yeah, I think the biggest thing is she ruined her pants, man. It's like a hole in the crosswalk that your whole damn foot can fit in.
It's true. You shouldn't fall in the crosswalk.
What did he say? She ruined the.
She ruined her pants. She scraped up her arms. Yeah.
Yeah, I don't listen. That's a claim against the city. Because it's the crosswalk. It's going to be the street. That's a government claim. If you've listened to the show, you know that government claims.
Government claims tax the cap off how much they could pay out. And you're looking at a cap of $200,000, and you know we're going to get that falling into a pothole. Therefore, you're going to have a hard time finding a lawyer to take that and fight the city. But they should fix the goddamn pothole.
Yeah, now the pothole can be fixed. I mean, that's just something with the city council. You can just request that. But as far as making a claim, thank God she wasn't significantly injured. We don't want those things to happen.
She broke a bone, then we'd have a case.
Well, yeah, then I think you'd have a stronger argument to make a pitch, because even if they're not going to tender, $200,000 potentially on that. However, I believe city council has a threshold where they can, the adjusters can settle the case. Anything south of $25,000, anything above it, the city council has to vote on it.
Now, Jason, remind you, you're under oath. Was your wife drinking at the tailgate?
Oh yeah, yeah.
Case dismissed. Your wife was drunk. Your wife was drunk and she fell in a hole.
Well, you have contributory negligence.
Though. This is literally a hole missing a cover.
Oh, manhole.
Oh, I didn't hear that part. I mean, that's I thought you said a pothole.
Yeah, that's a different
thing.
No, sir. No, you were saying pothole the entire time.
Yeah. So, well, that is a little bit more negligence on the city, because obviously that's certainly something by design that should not have occurred. I mean, potholes are all over the place. Usually the manholes are covered. So that's a little bit more.
I literally just drove past it and I just saw it's still open.
Yeah, that's odd.
Is there a chance I could take my wife over there and push her in the hole, or is the hole fixed?
It's still there, he said.
Damn it.
Yeah, Amanda, run, run, Amanda.
No, there's nothing you could do there, right, Dom? He doesn't want to pursue that.
I don't think it's worth the time, energy, and effort. Now, does he have a claim? Yes. I mean, I'm not going to tell somebody they don't. Yeah, sure. You have a claim, but if his question is it worth it? No, I don't truly believe it's worth it based on the injuries and dealing with the stress and aggravation of it. You're probably going to have a hard time finding a lawyer. I'm personally retired from suing government entities. It's just a pain in the butt. And then if you get a lot of money from them, let's say you have a catastrophic case and they try to pay you $200,000 or they don't pay you in time, and you have a jury verdict, you then have to have a claims bill. That's another 3 or 4 or 5 years on top of the years for the appeals. I mean, it'll take you at least a decade if you have a significant claim against the city, a government entity, and you have a jury verdict that's over the sovereign immunity cap.
Oh yeah, I wasn't looking for anything like that. I was thinking of going down and them cutting her a check for $200 for some new cans.
No such luck, sir. But thank you for your call. I appreciate
it. Send him a letter. You never know.
Dear City of Tampa. Dom, thank you.
Absolutely. No, my pleasure. Good to hang out with you guys. See Carmen in the morning here.
If you get a speeding ticket, or if you've been in a car accident or any of that stuff, you can call Dom directly in his office, 813-251-5550, or you could always email him at askthedom.com. And then, it was good to have you on. And then tomorrow night, you'll have the 3-hour Dom show starting at 7 o'clock.
You got it. We'll be there with the Chief Judge, Chris Sabella from Hillsborough County.
Awesome. All right, Dom, thank you, buddy.
Yes, sir. Thanks, guys.
Have a great day. We'll take a quick break. It's the Mike Calta Show. This is 102.5 The Bone. Carmen, I have questions for you.
Okay.
Last week on the show,
No.
You said that you did something that it seems to be is catching on with a lot of people. And then why? What is it coming? Where is it coming from that women are reading what you called spicy novels?
Oh.
Yes. So I think just more people.
Like, what made you go get a dirty book?
It's not a dirty book.
It is a dirty book.
And well, listen, I haven't even started it yet.
Oh.
Okay. Like I bought it and I need to like sit down. And my plan was to like do like, 10 minutes before bedtime.
You're just looking at the pictures?
Mm-hmm.
No, because it's not a picture book, Joe. It's
Where
a
did
novel.
you get the idea to do this? Like, was it in a movie or something?
No. So basically, it just goes with the before bedtime. They say you should really try and limit your screen time.
Yeah.
Like an hour, even 2 hours before bedtime. You really should.
Why is that?
Because the light from the screen will interrupt your sleep. So you won't get good sleep if you're constantly looking at a screen.
Yeah, I'm not buying that.
Yeah, you know what this is for? This is for people that have excuses why they can't sleep.
Or people who want you to read more.
I think it's a mix of both, but no, like I don't sleep well, and I do contribute that to a lot of screen time and stuff like that. But I'm also someone who cannot sleep without the TV on,
right?
And that's not normal because that disrupts your sleep as well because you're constantly waking up from things going like the TV going off and sounds and stuff.
Not only do I have to have the TV on, I have to have Seinfeld on, and it's got to be at volume 13.
Right?
Really?
Yep.
Yeah, that's exactly what, every night.
I watch TV and then I go, all right, and I turn it off and I go to bed.
No, I
And
need to wind
5
down.
minutes.
I keep the TV on, but I'm watching videos that are like binaural beats and sounds like
You
that.
are?
It's like sleep music.
You hippie.
Right.
Yeah.
You old hippie, you.
Yeah, well.
But I am Modern Family Volume 12. That's
If I put Seinfeld on volume 13, not 16 or 15,
Yep.
13, and it's at the right time where I could hear
it's just a
in
little
the
bit.
background, just a little bit of Jerry. But I can't hear what they're saying, so I don't pay attention to it. Because every once in a while, I'll hear a word and I'll go, oh, I know what episode this is, and then I end up watching it.
Yep. And then about 12 o'clock, 1 o'clock, I'll wake up, go to the bathroom, and turn it off, and then go back to bed.
All
That's my
right, so
routine.
back to spicy novels.
Right,
Where did you
spicy
get this
novels.
idea?
So through my scrolling, I did find a thing that said, women, if you don't enjoy reading, but you're trying to get into it, try a spicy novel. Like if you're someone who doesn't, like you read a lot of autobiographies of
Right.
musicians and things and people that you like.
Yeah.
That would be the most boringest thing to me in the world. I would get through 2 pages and be like, this book sucks. Like that doesn't interest me at all.
Right. Whereas at the same time, I don't feel like I could read a scary book that the scary book says, and then around the corner the monster came, and be scared, or a sexy book. Well, I think a sexy book might get me fired up a little bit.
Right. So the sexy book, it's kind of more along the lines like it is interesting. It's a romance novel esque, and like I like rom-coms. Like those are my favorite movies. So it's kind of along that. Like if I was to watch a movie, I would watch this movie, but it's a book.
So how did you know what spicy novel to go get?
Again, that was part of the Instagram.
It
the
said
reel.
try this one.
It said if you're looking to get into reading and you want to get into spicy reading, try these books. And it listed like 5 of them. And then I just Googled them.
Which one did you get?
I gotta look.
What if
Knights of Darkmeat?
What if you put those together, spicy novel and Seinfeld, and then you just heard, "What's the deal with your beautiful breast?"
Let's have a threesome.
I imagine they get super descriptive in like
Right.
sexual situations.
It's very 50 Shades of Grey.
Mhm.
It's kind of bringing that back around.
Yeah.
So
The supple bosoms.
The 50 Shades of Grey was good because he was beating her up. Like in a
He
sexual
was?
way. Yeah, tying her up and
Oh, I
smacking
didn't
her
know
and
that.
all that. And women who always claim that they don't like that stuff, all of a sudden a hot guy with a lot of money is doing it. And they're like, yeah, hit me harder.
Didn't he have like a dungeon or something?
Yeah, a room with weapons in it.
So I bought.
I like the way I man down this book. He was hitting her and he had weapons.
Yeah, nope, I don't think so. So I am reading a series. I bought the first book in the series of Salacious Players Club. So it's about. Listen,
I'm into it, Carmen. Go ahead.
and I bought the first one, which was Praise. And I think I remember reading, and it's basically about adult sex clubs and the workers and the people that run the clubs and stuff like that. So it's, I said, it's just, I don't know. That was the one that stuck out to me in the list of, 8 or 10 that she gave. And that was the description that I was like, okay, I could get into this, I think.
I 100% could see you in chat at an adult sex club.
You should read some books out loud on Instagram.
Yeah, Carmen. You want to talk about do it while you're making rice?
No.
Yeah.
Too much going on. I can't do that many.
You might get mold on your rice. Watch as I fold these bags against my supple bosom.
Maybe they've already been in the sex club. You just don't know about it.
I don't know about it. I have not been. I did go to a sex club with Galvin one time.
Whoa.
We had a great time.
All right.
Galvin and I went to a
A
sex
lot of
club.
oil.
It was me, Galvin, Ken, and Pete.
No, I think
Moose? Maybe Moose.
Yeah.
We went to a sex club in Newport Richie.
Aren't you supposed to take a lady there?
That's what I thought.
So the owners of the club invited us to go by, and Galvin had a gig at a strip club in Newport Richie. This was 20 years ago, 15 years ago. And we went there, and it was across the street. And we were like, let's go to that sex club that guy invited us to. So we went over there.
Okay.
It was a
sounds any
scene,
better.
man.
It was upstairs
So-
above a bakery.
Wasn't it right around Thanksgiving? Because didn't they have like food
Yeah,
all out?
yeah.
Oh, yeah.
A guy invited a bunch of
couple,
guys
a couple.
to the sex club. And
No,
you're
I
like,
am-
let's do it.
He was like, if you're ever in Newport Richie, you want to come to our sex club, come on down. It's a members only club.
Right.
And then they had rooms that you can go in the rooms, and we went in the rooms, and there were people. We were walking in a cluster. We weren't doing like stuff, but there were people banging in the rooms, and they had towels, they had fresh towels and everything.
Much like that lady that fell down the manhole and ruined her pants. Ken had to get new pants.
Yeah,
Not by his own doing, though.
What?
no,
He took
Yeah.
some fire.
By a lady.
yeah, he took lady fire.
Oh,
Yeah. How
that
about
should not be on fire.
No.
No. Oh, this could have put out a fire, Carmen.
Wow.
Yeah,
This could
yeah.
have put out a fire.
Ugh.
It was intense. It was an interesting experience, to say the least. But it wasn't. We also got there after hours, so it wasn't as full as it was, and we didn't really see. We just saw a little bit of what probably goes on there. I
Now-
can tell you, it was fantastic.
Am I recalling this correctly? Didn't the lady look a lot like RFK's wife?
Yes,
Yeah.
yes,
That was married to Larry David on Curb.
yep,
Yeah.
yep. What I forgot her name, but yes.
So you guys,
Cheryl Hines.
yeah, Cheryl Hines.
you just walk from room to room and watch people do stuff?
No,
They took
so
us on a tour. They were like, this is where people can watch. There's where people can do stuff. If you're on this
Right.
side, you're watching. If you're
well, they
goes
have like
there.
a bar. It's a bar and a nightclub. Like they have a DJ and a nightclub area, and then they have an area you can go down the hall, check in with the lady at the desk, and give you towels,
Right.
and you go into a room.
So like if you go to the nightclub, you and your wife, and then you meet another couple or a guy or a lady or whatever, and then you're like, oh, let's go to room 3.
And if you go to the rooms and you're banging in the room and you keep the door open, that means other people can come in. If you close the door, then no.
Oh.
Yeah.
And that's where you and Moose walk in?
Me, Moose, Galvin, and Ken.
Me and Ken were banging, and Moose and Mike walked in.
It seems like an odd choice for guys' night.
Also during the tour that they were giving us, they were like, here's where people bang, here's where you can watch. Would you like some chips and salsa?
Stuffing.
There's
You
some
gotta try my wife's
downstairs.
stuffing.
Chicken skewers.
Yeah.
All right.
They had a whole spread for Thanksgiving that was there. It looked like a fun place.
Okay.
That's
Yeah.
not the kind of spread I think you're after.
Well,
no.
you never know, Joe.
I did
You never know.
That is
get the wishbone.
That is something.
Yes, that's where I expect to see Carmen and Chad.
Yeah, no.
Is somebody's phone ringing? What's going on?
Oh, yeah. Love Tiger's calling.
Wait.
Oh, hold on. I got to get on. Stand by, Love Tiger. Hold on.
It's over. Oh.
You can't call him Love Tiger anymore.
I can do whatever I want.
In 2025, he said he will no longer answer to that.
Hello?
Mike Calta Show.
Oh!
Happy New Year,
Happy
guys.
2025, Love Tiger.
Just want to let you know that Love Tiger's retired.
Oh,
permanently.
no.
Yeah.
What happened?
I heard.
I think
It's-
Love Tiger's
it's
been
Love
retired for
Tiger,
quite some time.
30 years is enough.
Oh, are you kidding me? 30 years is just the beginning.
I'm just going to be called LT, okay?
All right.
LT, if you don't do a tour called 30 Years is Enough and you just go around to different places and let people know you're not Love Tiger anymore, you're missing it. You're missing an
Can
opportunity.
you hear me?
Yeah. Can you hear us?
Yep.
Can you see me?
Yes, I can.
Hi.
Oh.
How are things over there in the mold den?
The same old SIT.
Don't spell that word
The
out.
same old sit.
Yeah.
You know what he meant. You know what he meant. What is going on over there?
You have no water. The
no water
cut
again?
off.
What happened to the water?
there's probably a leak in this house, and then so my family turned off the water until we get it fixed.
Oh. Well, how long have you been without water?
A month and a half.
Oh my God! So you're back to pooping at the CVS?
Yes.
Oh man, that is no place to live.
Can you believe I was in the hospital 1 year ago?
No, that's crazy.
You should go back.
I know.
Can we see the foot?
No, I can't.
Why? Come on, let us know that the foot is okay.
I can't lift my leg.
You
up that
can
high.
get
Put
it
the
up.
camera down.
You can get it up. Pick that hoof up on the table and let me get a load of that.
Hold on, I'll try.
Joe, you can't see this.
I'm looking for him right now. I don't know if I can. What's his handle?
I don't know. Get that hoof up there.
I can't.
Hoof it up.
It won't go.
Can you put the camera down?
Can you move the camera? Can you position the camera down?
I can try.
All right, hold on. Well, just tell me, what does it look like? Does it look good or does it look gross?
It's
gross.
It's better than it was.
It's better than it was?
Yes.
What about your toenails?
My toenails are growing, but they're not as bad as they were.
All right. Get back on that microphone so I can hear what you're saying. Now, couple of questions.
Yes, sir.
You and the other tigers have not pooped in the house in over
There's
a
no
month.
other tigers. This is me.
Okay, so who else is with you now? Who else? It's you or your mom?
There's nobody here. I'm here by myself.
Where's everybody else?
Oh, bachelor pad.
One's sleeping. One's watching my nephews because my sister's in Daytona Beach for boyfriend's birthday.
Uh-huh. I feel
I'm here by myself.
I don't know. Now you have your brother is capable enough to watch other children, but he's not capable enough to get water in his house.
No.
Which one's sleeping? Bobby
The
Tiger?
one that's younger than no.
What's his name?
The other one.
What's his name? I don't remember.
Come on. Let's
Daniel.
talk about
Daniel
me.
Tiger. Daniel Tiger.
Yeah.
Yeah. What does your hat say? Good vibes?
Good vibes. Yes.
Yeah,
That's what 2025 is going to be.
Where'd you get that hat? Where'd you get that hat?
I found it in the house here.
Oh, very nice.
Found it.
I'm worried about you living there with the mold
I know.
and no water.
I wish I had $60,000 to get one of those Elon Musk homes that I saw on TV.
Yeah. Elon Musk is a Nazi.
He is?
I don't know. He gave a Nazi salute yesterday.
Oh, he did. I didn't see that. I was watching the inauguration yesterday.
Hey, so I'm worried about you. You're still living in the mold home and there's no water in there. Don't you feel like you should call the state or something? Isn't there somebody that should take care of you?
Well, I met somebody here on Facebook that said come on the 8th to take a look at it.
Who?
A friend I met on Facebook.
You
It was
just
here in
random.
Spring Hill.
Listen, I have a feeling you're going to end up on one of those videos on Instagram where you show up to meet an 11-year-old.
Oh yeah.
No.
Yeah.
Right? You're gonna,
No.
have you ever gotten in a chat room before and tried to get explicit with anybody?
No.
Don't lie,
Heck
Love
no.
Tiger. I see in your
Heck
little
no.
eyes. I see in your eyes already.
I said not a chance.
Not underage, but just you never got dirty with anybody online?
No.
I think
You never went.
I think they call it spicy now.
You never went to xhamster.com?
Heck no.
You should. You should go there right away. All right. Well, it's good to hear from you.
I'm loving Carmen's new hair.
You do?
Oh.
Well, thank you.
Yeah.
Another reason to
I
change
do.
it, Carmen.
I love her as a redhead.
Wait.
Redhead.
Love them too.
Yeah. All right.
You may want to fix your monitor.
Is that your room
So I
that
just
you're in
wanted
right now?
This is yeah.
Well, what was yes or no?
Yes.
Do we get a tour? Can you take the camera and give us a tour?
No.
Why not? I bet
telling
it's messy as all hell.
Yeah, it's the outside is. If you go by my house on the outside, it's like nothing happened to it. Well, this
Yeah.
house is 44
So why is it
years old.
gross on the inside?
I don't know.
You're an adult man. You got to get your act together.
I know. I don't like living here, but I wish I had my own apartment.
Why don't you and Bobby Tiger break off and go get your own joint together?
I don't want to live with him.
Oh.
I want to live by myself.
I'll give you $100 cash if you run in the other room and just frog splash your brother while he's sleeping.
No, I'm not doing it.
$100 cash on the barrelhead. I'll send it to you today.
I'm not doing it.
150.
Oh.
What a pussy.
Oh.
He hung up.
All right.
I would have gave him $100.